Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, everyone outside and in between. This is back to Warcraft Late Night. This is FFA Masters League Grand Final. Oh yeah! We're gonna find a winner. Will Leluaami win back-to-back events here in the FFA scene, or will the evil kid be dethroned? That is the question here on Wednesday, October 4th. And of course, I'm not alone. I got HighTac by my side. You sound pretty chill and rested, my friend.
Yeah, I took a nap after I learned that this match would be 2 hours delayed. So I thought, yeah, maybe good idea to not go into this tired.
I mean, once we're in the game, you wouldn't fall asleep, obvious, because of the great action that awaits us here. FFA Masters League, for the people who are uneducated out there, and that's a lot of people in the Warcraft scene. What's FML all about, and what is FML?
Yeah, FML, I think at this point, pretty certain it's the longest running Warcraft 3 league that exists, founded around 2000, and I always forget, is it 3 or 5? See, I should have looked that up again, but it was in the very early 2000s, right after the game was put to life, and it's a scene for FFA, of course, and founded by Warpacks back in the days. And this year we decided to start the 34th season, which is the first one after I guess almost a 2-year break it was, because we ran some other events, and yeah, it's the most prestigious FFA title that you can get. There's no prize pool, but yeah, it's for the honor and for the fame. So usually the most contested league, and nowadays pretty stacked again. Like we had, I think, 1 or 2 years where it was a bit less stacked, but I think the skill level has risen in the recent 1 to 2 years. And we made it to the final here.
We absolutely did. I think like 36 players roundabout participated, with the hype of FFA due to the team battle and of course the Warcraft Champions finals. In the end, you had to play 4 matches. In these 4 matches you could gather points, and the 3 best players were qualified automatically for the grand final. Those are Sheik, who is the point leader in the rankings, Lelu, who needs no introduction because he's the GOAT, BobbyOG, and then we had a semi-final with the 4 players ranked from 4 to 7, with a couple of replacements. For the last spot we broadcasted that there was Eshan winning over Dice, Grady, and RulaZ and Kovas.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Someone wasn't playing. Dice wasn't playing. He had a business trip.
Exactly, and it was a great semifinal.
Yes.
Very rarely we see great semifinals, and this one was, and Eshan obviously only barely making it into the semi-final, even because at first he was out based on the tiebreaker versus RulaZ, and then some players pulled out, and he played a tiebreaker match against RulaZ that led to that. Also, I mean, he, in order to get that tiebreaker organized, he put $300 on the line for that show match on Tuesday, and then it turned out we didn't need that tiebreaker because Dice couldn't play, so both were qualified for the semi. So and so Eshan barely made it, and now his chance to get another title, and it looks as if we may have a game.
Looking good. So, as Sheik won the regular season, he was able to take the map, and that is the Crucible. We heard some players already complaining about that map. I read something along the lines of, that's the worst map in FFA existence.
Yeah. I don't agree, but it's definitely a very peculiar map. We will see here in a second. yeah, we have even spawns, so I don't think it's as bad. But yeah, we'll get in a second into the reasons why Sheik probably chose this map. Should we start with the player introductions?
Let's go then. I'll just follow your lead. We're going in game.
All right. So yeah, let's start here in the bottom right with Sheik, the winner by scores of the regular season. This event. Playing his main race, we know he can play many races. Playing Undead here though, as expected. Age 27 from Eastern Russia. Only started competitive FFA quite recently in 2021. His first FML season was season 32, and he's a great player, great mechanics, but also very comfortable late game. Plays the sitting game really well too if needed, and I'm pretty sure he prepared something nicely here, and I'm not sure if it's maybe because of the map choice, but I would maybe even call him the favorite here. So let's see what is up his sleeve. Next to him on the left, we have Lelu, maybe also in your eyes, the favorite here. Yeah.
You know I love him a lot, and he defeated Happy basically one-on-one, and he's the War3 Champions record holder, so always the favorite in my heart.
Exactly, playing with purple here. Winner of W3 Champion season finals 9, 10, 14, and 15. 7th highest earning player in Finland all time. Lelu, 20 years old, young blood. Started to play, he plays like a veteran, and maybe he is with 4 years now, but only started in 2019. His first season was season 31. Picking the Alchemist here, and he's a very nice, very cool to watch. He's, especially at game, he's a force to deal with, and very interested to see what he's going to go for here. While we take a look up to the northwest here, where Bobby spawned with Human, his main race. I'm not sure if I never saw him play any other races. From Canada, one of the oldest players, at least from when it comes to starting to play FFA. He started to play around 2008, so around season 7 it was. Went on a hiatus, at least from FFA. Played for 4v4 for a long time. Bobby, probably after Sheik, the most mechanical player in here. One of the 2 to 3 best human players that we have nowadays, and very fun to watch. Always very aggressive, and let's see if that is going to be his downfall here, playing against 3 players that like to play the slow game, sometimes at least. And last but not least, we have Eshan, aka Nightwing from New York City. Also more than 10 years of FFA experience, started around 2010. The only player in this lineup with an FML title, won season 32 in 2021. And he's playing Elf here with Hans, interestingly. Also spawn-wise, very nice here. So, what do you expect? Who's after Lelu? Maybe I shouldn't ask. Well,
it's hard to say. For me, first and foremost, great introduction. I didn't expect such professionalism here for the grand final. Well done at this late hour. Eshan, he played really well in the semi-final, and in a late game with Eshan, everything is possible. But the thing is, that also goes for Sheik, and that also goes for Lelu. So if we have a 3-way late game between these 3, it's kind of a dream match. I would say, I don't know, I haven't seen the biggest successes of Bobby yet when I was watching myself. I know he's a great player and had some great results, especially on ladder. But in these tournament matches, maybe there's something missing yet. So obviously I give the edge to Lelu. But since the map choice is going to Sheik, it's gonna be really close.
Yeah, so this map is also known as Pinball Crooks as a random hero version, and it's most often played in random hero, not so often in regular FFA. Of course, we have those hilly main bases or main bases on high ground, which allow players to block the entrance to their main bases with, for example, stone form gargs, which potentially might be the reason why Sheik selected it, because it's pretty nice for undead, not only to coil nova stuff that is downhill from your main base, but also to block the entrance late game. And you have those 2 mana fountains in the center, also pretty nice for undead, and there are dragon creeps that can be grabbed quite quickly with gargs. So pretty nice map for undead for that reason. It's an 8-player map, so we have a lot of gold. We have main bases with 13k, we have natural expansions with 12k gold, and those 2 mid-expos here with 20k gold each that are usually pretty contested at some point. That's why some players may try to creep them early, try to creep them and get them early on. And hero choice-wise, there are not that many surprises here. Lelu within Alchemist, interesting choice. I think a decent choice here. Probably could have picked Tinker also, but let's see. As we see here in the center, Sheik already going for the dragon, so that's what I meant here. Oh, he's losing the Lich. Oops. That's super painful. Ouch.
Yeah, of course you want the XP distributed to both of the heroes to level equally, but
the item. Welcome, guys.
Hey, RulaZ is with us as well. The item is indeed fine. Hits from the bong with the Katga's pipe that might make up for the loss.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess it's fine. He will be okay. I'm not a fan of him taking his second expo so late. But let's see. I mean, Lelu went for the second and third here in clockwise direction. I saw Eshan going... Oh, and we may see another hero loss here, potentially.
It's Lelu. Come on, HighTac. Come on.
Okay. But MK here, and this is... Whoa, wow.
Dodges it, because he's that damn good.
I think he would have survived the bolt, but yeah, better safe than sorry.
So and the spawns are not fixed on this map, right?
No, very lucky for us.
Yeah, it's very nice because now we have some clear 1v1s with the contested gold mine in the middle, so it should be pretty obvious that Lelu is now going to fight Bobby, and Sheik is going for Eshan.
So I'm a little confused because we've seen a lot of creep jacks already, which we usually don't see this early in an FFA.
Yeah, I mean, in this map, of course, the center is rather small. Like, there isn't as much to creep in the center, and Bobby. Okay, I thought Bobby for a second. I thought Bobby may cancel this expo, which I don't think would be overly great for him. What we haven't mentioned yet on this map, there are in neutral buildings, there are only those taverns, the 2 mana fountains, and then we have shops, but there are no marketplaces, nor laboratories. So lumber, sometimes a big issue on this map, especially since there aren't as many trees in those main bases either. For Elf, obviously, not a big deal, but for other races, it can be. Of course, for Orc, it's worse, so I think the players here will be fine. And
Sheik only now with the second expansion, you already pointed it out earlier that he's
Yeah.
super late, and yeah, it has been some minutes since you have pointed it out that it's late, and this means it's very late, and he even skipped the second mana fountain. Do you think that he was assuming that it's already been crapped?
yeah, I'm a bit surprised too. Normally we see those Gargs instantly fly over and start the second or pull over the red dragon to creep it. So as I expected Sheik to do that. And he got his Dreadlord to level 3 already, so I think he's fine. But yeah, it's definitely... In a final like this, you expect players to play it a bit more slowly and carefully, so maybe he's fine gold-wise, but...
yeah, I mean, you can see a huge XP gap between Sheik and everyone else, pretty much. Like, everyone else is third hero is level 1, but Sheik is already at level 3 without having a disadvantage on his other heroes.
Yeah, so he... Yeah. Oh, and is he going to attack Lelu here?
He's on 50, so it's not a killing blow kind of attack.
No, but I mean, killing wisps without on a map where no one has Shredder, even an elf that loses a lot of wisps early on can suffer greatly. So.
Now he sees the fountain, but still is not okay. I think now he's going for it finally. I mean, he is already so rich as he got most of the middle, I guess. The red dragon is
the
gone,
red dragon
so I didn't catch who got him.
I guess Bobby, right? Let's see. I think Bobby did. Maybe not.
Yeah, everyone's so low on XP. Eshan? But Eshan only had Hunt.
Okay, and we see an attack here of Bobby against Eshan. And I mean, Eshan, I'm a bit surprised Eshan is taking expansion so slowly. Like, why isn't he... Why didn't he take this one? Or was it cancelled? I mean, he could have taken it way earlier. And also the middle, as I mentioned, could have... Yeah. Could have been...
Yeah, and then he's had some really weird engagements here early on. Like, everyone is poking on everyone, but no one is really committing, as if they didn't know why they are attacking, even.
Yeah, definitely some confusion on all sides. Like Bobby, we thought he's gonna go against Lelu, but then he's hitting Eshan. Sheik already provoking Lelu a little bit. But nice to see it's a chat game. We haven't seen that in quite a while. A lot of no chat recently. With all these players, even more interesting now.
Okay, so first manip here by Eshan, saying he is staying 80. But we know... Oh, is he? I don't see it because of the overlay. Okay, 65, yeah, so he is really breaking upkeep first with some late expansions. And Sheik, is he going for him? Again, another random poke.
Just scouting. Just scouting.
I guess so. But yeah, Lelu on 4 expansions, keep in mind. He's the only one who got the middle one and every other expansion in time as well. But Bobby did a very good job in his macro. Lumber Mill first build and then quick 2 expansions as human. They built the expansions the quickest. So if we take a look at the gold count, he is ahead by a big amount compared to the other ones. So definitely in a good position here. But only on 100 lumber, and that's the issue with only being able to build 50 supply. If you want to max out the economy, and yeah, then you have so many lumber peasants, and still it's not enough. Like, he didn't invest even a lot into towers or anything. He has 1 tower, and still he's only on 300 gold, and his 50 supply army is like 2 priests and the gyro. So yeah, so many worker supply that he has to invest here. But yeah, he's doing fine. He's going for upgrades. He has 3 workshops and 2 sanctums, and he's going for the classic anti-air build, as we saw Todd doing last time against Happy. Just go tank and break us, and that's what he's gonna go for to prepare against Lelu, who is also on 75 supply.
So Sheik was hitting him again, but due to the magic of chatting, I think Sheik is abandoning this, maybe switching opponents now, as he was poking already a little bit towards Eshan.
Yeah, like for Sheik it's very convenient because he is surrounded by elves, so his army won't change. It would be different for Bobby, like he's preparing a very strict anti-air human army. So if he would face, on the other hand, an Eshan ground army, then his army would be incorrect. But no, that's not the case. Lelu is on air, and the army of Bobby is correct. But of course late, as tanks are very slow in production, and also not the quickest in killing stuff, especially if there is no like Drunken Haze Brittle Fire or Acid Bomb. So yeah, Chimeras on the casters, nicely pulled back, but now the breakers into the talents, their use was to Cyclone, and now there is nothing to really hit the breakers and kill the tanks. So nice first defense here by Bobby. 73 supply, 10k gold against 80 supply, 8k gold, so +1 expansion for Lelu, maybe not anymore after this attack now. And this is gonna be an amazing 1v1. Like Bobby, very, very hard to break in a 1v1 early on, so nice to see him going against Lelu. And on the other hand, we also see Sheik going on Eshan.
Yeah, Eshan seems to be in a rough spot, a little too slow with the expansions, then hit. Little bit of confusion as there was a skirmish between him and Bobby and the creep jacks, and now Sheik is hitting him with a lot of Garks that he can't really cancel right now.
Yeah, Eshan on one expansion only, that's such a poor macro build, I have to say. But also Sheik is not taking advantage too much, like he could have taken +3 expansions already, but not gonna do it for now, especially as Eshan invested a lot into the camping, like 4 Ancient Protectors and the choke. And another expansion seems to go down for Lelu, who is not trying to fight face up, straight up, but rather goes for the counter aggression. So it's Chimeras versus tanks here, Expo killing versus Expo killing.
And Sheik is at it again, but the Dreadlord falls. Whoopsie. Eshan, pretty good fighter with the help of the 4 APs. That's of course nice. No Carrion Swarm anymore, but also no Hippos anymore. And Eshan is down to 46 already. That Chimera gone. DK should survive with the Town Portal, Heal Scroll, etc. That's the Heal Scroll right there. But Entangle, Focus, TP. And Eshan is alive for now.
Yeah, he is alive, as you said, but he is 50 supply, 1.8k gold, 1 expansion only against 1, 2, 3, 4 expansions for Sheik. So yeah, not the best early game. And on the other side, we saw Lelu going for 1 expansion of Bobby, but Bobby TP'd and killed 2 expansions of Lelu, so very nice trade for him. This will get him ahead on the gold count. But that being said, Lelu now going 100 supply. That's always very scary if you face Lelu in a 1v1. Like, he is capable of just breaking upkeep at any point in time, even for the first attack. Most people just go for 80 and try to get XP 80 versus 80. And if you don't realize it in time that Lelu is pumping for 100, it can already be too late for you. So yeah, let's now see how Bobby does. And Bobby is known to really not want to break into high upkeep, but okay, he does it now. He feels like he's forced to, building 2 Griffins, pretty much trying to get out as much as possible for now. Also, of course, very nice against the bears. Lelu is heavy on bears, 5 bears. So yeah, let's see this fight.
Very hard to break with bears into the high ground here, so I think bears not bad, but you need to get like surface. And
yeah,
we
the
see here.
Are also taking away a lot of the surface that the bears would like to have.
Yeah, very nice micro, like defensively, Bobby also pretty great also, always. And I would like to see a mortar team here in the back maybe, but
Yeah.
I guess he didn't expect those bears.
Yeah, 6 strides definitely calls for mortar teams usually. But yeah, still, Bobby does not have an army that is dying too quickly, but of course now with a little bit better connection, still. Seems like a good army composition, good hold here for Bobby. Last Chimera pretty much out of the fight now. And also the Hippos. Okay, now with the Crow.
Oh, the one. Okay.
So both Griffins down. Even exchange there. But still, of course, an advantage. Reproduction is going to be close for Bobby.
Yeah, now Mortar Team joining the fray, and all the Spellbreakers here, not all, but at least 3 or 4 Spellbreakers died at the front, so I think it was a good fight for both players. But likely a bit better for, especially with those kills on the way out, a bit better for Bobby, killing all Chimeras, all Bears. So yeah, I mean, it's tricky. Honestly, on this map, I think with air, you can siege so nicely against ground. And even if it's only the buildings that you get from, killing them from the low ground. I don't like ground attacks on this map too much. But yeah, at this point, they only want to trade gold for XP anyways. And I think both succeeded somewhat.
Yeah, I would think so too. The fighting position here at the choke is of course an absolute dream. Against air units, not so much, obviously. We'll probably see that later when the base race is on. Speaking of dream, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expansions for Sheik is also quite a dream. These 4 APs, not so much, but Eshan, I don't know, man. Looks really, really rough with his gold count.
Yeah, maybe Sheik just doesn't want to take this 20k gold mine so that the others won't stop fighting if he has too many mines, as this is a chat game. And Lelo is calling out for being dead, but he's on 98 supply against 93 of Bobby. But of course, he's losing expansion after expansion, trying to rebuild, but losing again. And this is going to be heavy in the gold department.
And the fight here at the top already, before the fight at the bottom left is going to start, and it looks as if Eshan can easily push back Sheik and actually killing everything. So that was a great fight. I'm a bit surprised that Sheik pushed into that, and at the same time another fight in the bottom left. This time only 2 bears left and no chimeras. So I really
like the army composition for Bobby here.
Yeah, I don't see Lelu doing a lot here. Chimeras flying in from the south, maybe with their help. Yeah.
Very helpful now. Like there is no anti-air in position. The tanks will take some time. And now with the breath, but nice polymorph.
Oh, the panda! Oh, staff, that second. And yeah.
He has to realize that his chimeras were polymorphed. Okay, but he's keeping out, so it's fine for now.
It's so hard to even see them on the battleground above like the diverse human army here. It's pretty hard, I think, to see those sheeps flying and actually realizing.
I think it's more the sound, right, of the spell that triggers the reaction.
Yeah. So, interesting. And Eshan obviously has to seize this opportunity now and get back an expo. Maybe not only the middle one, but also another one. He even gets a safety tree here. I don't think I like that too much, considering he has no gold. I mean, isn't that a bit too early? Like, maybe leave the Wisp here and just...
Yeah, it's maybe just to signalize to the others how dead he is, which he isn't actually. I mean, maybe he is. It's hard to say. Like, depends on Sheik how hard he wants to go for him.
Yeah, it's never too early to activate caps lock. And always puts more emphasis to whatever you're going to say. And it looks as if Lelu could lose his second and third expo year in a bit, but yeah, let's see. Maybe he's able to push back Bobby. I think Lelu a bit undecided what he wants to do here, and in the meantime,
it's not easy against Bobby because Bobby is not known to be overly safe with piecing, or he rather wants to go for the full kill and then see what the other side is up about.
Yeah, and
how to balance. So he usually is not piecing in 4-way.
And the other side is fighting, and Sheik playing with fire here with the DK. Okay, waiting last second for the TP and killing everything. And obviously that is playing in his favor because Eshan is down 3 expos. So, if they both lose everything, Sheik just gaining more time to mine his expos. And yeah, Lelu diving here for the lumber peasants, which I think is a good idea normally, but maybe a bit too late for that. 2k lumber for Bobby, so I don't think it will make a big difference for him.
Yeah, Lelu tries to buy time by forcing the human army back, but Bobby smartly has split up the tanks. That's all he needs against the expansions.
Yeah, and I mean, it's tricky, but I think it's it's more easy for a human with tanks and this army composition to break into a night elf base than it is for an undead here with Gargs. So also Sheik, not going 100 here, but taking, oh, this is a painful loss here for Eshan. Wasting a bit of gold. I like how Eshan places those APs here, otherwise he wouldn't be able to hold it at all. So let's see, can Lelu defend his main base here against the human army? I expect him to be able to, but he desperately wants the panda on level 5. Without it, it's much more difficult.
And next
Yeah,
fight,
another
this time...
polymorph here that's not getting dispelled, so super huge. Taking out 5 supply for 200 mana pretty much, and another
Oh, the
polymorph
panda
here.
dying. And like Lelu is totally overcommitting. Like you want to stay on the high ground here, and I understand you kind of want to reach around with your chimeras at least to kill the mortar teams. And yeah, this is not what you want. You don't want to lose all your stuff while trying that. And still, polymorph could use a wisp to dispel. It's so painful to have 2 of your chimeras polymorphed here.
Yeah, 323 ladder games seem to pay off here for Bobby. Absolute hard grinder, and definitely knows very well how to compose his army.
Yeah, and Lelu not even pumping anymore, so may have just given up his main base, and I don't see a lot of wisps outside of his main base except the ones at his expansion here. Now he's realizing and he's spreading out, but yeah, where to go? I mean, the only place where Lelu can really go is, I guess, here or here. That's the only place where I think he's safe for at least some time, but now Mass TP is on, and obviously that will make it a much harder for Lelu to stay alive here. If you're Bobby, do you really like? I mean, I think know, like, I guess you want to deal a bit more damage to the main base, but do you play with fire here and try to get a bit more gold and XP, or is it too risky?
What do you mean, more gold and XP?
Yeah, do you want to like fully commit 100 supply into the Leluami's main base, or do you want to like try to get a bit of time, get more gold?
I mean, I don't think he needs 100 supply, and he is killing stuff. Wow, okay, that's expensive. 69 supply and killing. So that's very greedy. So he's expecting Lelu to really, give up on.
I'm super surprised by that. I mean, he has a lot of expos, so maybe not the worst idea, especially if you scouted that Eshan is in a very bad spot. But I expected him to go for one more push, so it looks as if Lelu can recover here, and yeah. It's huge for him, obviously, to have this mid mine here, because we see already that those outside mines will be out of gold rather soon.
Yeah, exactly. And Lelu is here on 2.8k gold without income, and the mine he is getting is only on 1.9k.
Time to go underground and play the long game.
Yeah, and Eshan is also already doing this on the other side, where Sheik is seemingly stopping as well, and Bobby finally managed to fight or to figure out what units exactly he wants to kill to get to the 50 supply. And he is arriving at 50 supply on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. Okay, little mining at the moment.
I think it's a good call. I mean, we see it over and over that the player that finishes their first, their one-on-one first, they will get attacked and teamed right after. So I think while there is a risk if you wait too long, I think it's not a bad idea by Bobby, considering how many mines he has and that Lelu is not known. I mean, I guess if it was Eshan in this place, it's a bit more risky, but I think Lelu is not known to call it out as much. I think Lelu just wants to fly under the radar, while Eshan would definitely just, call it out over and over that you're hoarding on 50. And Lelu going for Eshan now, which I think is like a good idea if you want to make it to the 3-way, but I don't think Lelu can do much against Eshan here. Level 4, 5, 4, 3, I don't think enough to deal with this. And now, interesting.
Yeah, the acid bomb is very nice.
Yeah, I like that he is trying to go for Eshan, but I think he needs units. So without units, I don't think it's really useful to do that. I mean, you never know exactly how much gold the other guy has. And now Sheik going for Bobby, which I really like to see here for us. Like,
wow, yeah. Did he scout that Bobby dropped to 50?
I don't think he did, but maybe he's just suspecting it. Sheik is very well prepared with shades already, and I think he must know.
Yeah, Bobby is very good in fighting these 50 versus 1 versus 80. Pretty cost efficiently, as we will see here. But of course, it's still a matter of numbers, and he needs to go back to the towers. That's for sure. Like otherwise, he won't be able to fight here.
Yeah, and Stradler level 5 is so great against tanks, and Bobby will need to pump. I guess it was still definitely more than worth it to drop to 50. Like how many minutes was this? Like 3, 4, 5 minutes on 50 supply on so many mines. Definitely worth it. But yeah, interesting call by Sheik. Honestly, I expected him to mine a bit more, but of course, if Bobby is 50 and he's 80, definitely makes sense. And I'm honestly not so sure what Lelu is doing with this. Like he doesn't have. I don't know. I mean, maybe you're right with acid bomb and with breath of fire. Maybe he can deal enough damage, but I guess Lelu knows what to do, and he's forcing the TP. So nicely done here by Lelu. And of course, Eshan is entirely out of mines.
500 gold, 25 supplies.
Exactly. So Lelu has a mine, which is a total lifesaver. It's only 1k gold, but maybe that's enough. He's up to 4k gold, which could be enough here to force out Eshan, which is all he needs to do in order to make it to the late game.
Yeah, and that's a nice bluff here by Eshan in theory, but doesn't work out with the gold he has.
Yeah.
Lelu is already calling it.
Ooh, the penna. Close.
Eshan has a mine as well. That was like 1,000 in, but doesn't really help too much. And Lelu is getting kind of closer to the ultimate, which is extra money again.
Yeah, and just for that reason, I think it's a great idea to just, I mean, at this point, Eshan is the only player that he can get XP from. And Eshan got 500 gold out of this mine, so at least it's up to 1k, but still not enough, I guess. And yeah, Lelu desperately wants to get closer to level 6 here and 5 for the panda. So I think it's a great call by him. And obviously in FFA, you usually see one player out first, and then you see like the balancing game. So if you make it to the 3-way, then you definitely have a huge you have a much higher chance to be victorious in the end, no matter how much gold you have. And for that reason, I think it's totally fine to try to finish the weakest player if you're the second weakest.
Will they allow it? Oh, Lelu is not stopping, as he said, but he doesn't want to fight into the high ground, even if it's only 3 heroes. And Eshan is pumping with his last bit of gold.
Dragon Hawks here.
Ooh,
Very
and
nice.
using them right away. But I think over those trees, Gargs will be able to reach them easily.
Yeah.
I think Sheik is diving a bit too much. I think he should kite more. I mean, that's this. What's he doing here? Like he's.
Yeah, I
staying
mean,
in range.
he had to dive the Dragonhawks, and once you're in there, you already have to use the stone form, and then you have to stay with the rest of the army as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, now he's kiting.
Yeah, exactly. Now the Dragonhawks are gone, and now the human army is falling apart, as we see here.
Yeah, it's so nice to have.
Oh, double TP. Sorry, I was on the upper right hand side when the
Oh, yeah.
alchemist almost died, and the keeper
Good
as
call.
well.
Yeah, but Eshan lost all his gold again and is down to 2 Dryads. Yeah. I don't think he will be able to survive. But maybe I'm wrong.
He needs a little
Oh, the
miracle.
Archmage. Oh,
What?
close.
Oh, okay. Fighting back then. Now the shackles are doing some work.
Yeah.
She sees it too. That was a good
Yeah.
connection.
As soon as those Gargs are gone, it's much more tricky with, especially right after you use your spells against the human heroes to get rid of those Dragon Horks. And let's see, now we may see
Level
if
6 Mountain King. There is something that gives XP here out of the fight, I guess. And yeah, here it is. Look at this. There are the corpses.
oh wow, yeah, you're right.
There was a
Those-
knight harassing the
Yeah,
acolytes.
those night harasses really new meta with Todd doing it and Bobby too. And yeah, let's see if Lelu is able to deal significant damage here to the main base. In the meantime, another fight here, and it looks as if Bobby is stabilizing here, and also the Dreadlord out of mana, and the mana fountain here blocked by Bobby, so Sheik has to reach around to get to the mana
Yeah, and
fountain.
look at the gold. Like, Bobby is really fighting cost efficiently, as it looks.
Yeah. Do you think it's a mistake by Sheik to not add any stat use whatsoever due to the mana fountain? I mean, still.
I have no idea, but I saw Happy playing against Todd with 4 statues, so I guess it's good.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, and the panda of Lelu dying here. Unnecessarily played with fire there. Should have staffed out the panda instantly against the entangle. Let's see, can he kill the panda in return? Nope. Oh, dying to the acid bomb.
Oh, that's a big return
And on the
kill.
other side, again, Dragonhawks falling. But yeah, a lot of damage on the army for it.
They always fight at the exact same time.
Yeah, it's so crazy to observe. Keeper is surviving. The alchemist close to 6 now.
Yeah, of course, maybe the panda dying not so bad for Lelu, as he can potentially get his alchemist to level 6 much quicker. And we see this one chimera here dealing damage to the main base. Of course, that's what I meant. Like, even one air unit can deal so much damage if there's no anti-air off ground.
Oh, next hero focus, but still a bit of moon juice.
Another
Oh,
Dryad falling.
It's so clear that Lelu's game plan is to get to level 6 on Alchemist.
Yeah, the only downside is that, yeah, he has no other player to basically transmute units from. At least he has to do it very sneakily, otherwise he will get attacked for it by a player that is much stronger than him gold-wise. And that's the priestess here. Now the keeper potentially falling, so this could be it for the alchemist.
Oh,
Wow,
level 6
that's it.
and a save.
Instantly using it on the wisp here.
No,
And
move.
Gold. What can you do?
I think Eshan's dead, guys.
Yeah, there's only, how many wisps are there? Let's see, 1 in the main base and 1 tree here in the center. Oh no, he has a few more wisps, but yeah, no more gold, as you say. So, can he, I mean, there's no way he can get that gold
Level
except those
6
2 months.
Dreadlord. That's a huge.
Oh yeah.
buff now.
Archmage!
Oh wow! And is there a second TP here? No, there isn't.
Oh,
boy.
huge move.
That's Bobby's army, I would say.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He's not even trying to get out. I mean, wouldn't you try to get out your heroes?
Yeah, he can
Okay,
always.
yeah, he can staff. Yeah, you're right. Oh,
Yeah,
this
he
is.
wants to take damage and not lose everything for free, but it could be a little bit risky. But yeah, I guess he's pulling back. But Sheik, of course, not losing worms against tanks. So yeah, nice fight here for Sheik. Level 7 DK, level 7 Lich, and 6 Dreadlords. Everything he wants is online. And Paladin is also close to level 6, so that's nice. Yeah, did you realize that Bobby skipped the breakers fully now for the last couple of fights, and he only was building tanks plus Dragonhawks?
Yeah, I think it's so tricky for human. I think tanks have fallen kind of out of meta for at least, I would say, 2 years after they were nerfed so heavily. And in the last year, it seems tanks got back to meta, and it seems human players rely a bit more on them again. I don't know. I mean, it's so tricky against the Dreadlord level 6. I mean, yeah. I think sometimes it seems as if on a map like this, where you can micro over trees, sometimes it's easier to play gyros. But of course, yeah, you need to really make sure to not get hit by any carrion swarms. But I think it's on a map like this where the tanks will always be hit, like all tanks will always be hit by a carrion swarm. I think it's sometimes easier to, at least it seems easier to fight with gyros. But what do you think?
That was overwhelming. The question just overwhelming to RulaZ had to disappear. I'm of course no expert, but man, Carrion Swarm into gyros always seems like a death sentence to the army.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and I think Carrion Swarm is one of the spells that you just can't really dodge because it's fast, it has amazing range. So the only way to dodge it is pretty much put units in front that could get hit by it, so not breakers. So pretty much Griffins or Hawks, but yeah, that's also not gonna be the best unit selection. But let's take a look at the next fight here. Adding Castress, Sorceress.
For more
the good old
polymorph.
casters.
Carrion Swarm is nice. And Bobby holds his ground for now. Big Infernal in the middle. But there's only a couple of spells. Really wants this Paladin.
Yeah, of course the Paladin always gets attacked first here. And yeah, Sheik is losing a lot of stuff here against this army. I'm not sure he should stay in this. I'm hoping to get one more tank and maybe one more hero focus, but of course there are all those Dragonhawks now. And
yeah, very nice fight here for Bobby, and he again has now some breakers. I really like it.
yeah.
So yeah, this army composition looks really nice for him, and yeah, 70 versus 80 supply now in favor of Bobby. But of course, this map very choky, and also with the Fountain of Mana, hard for human to fight open field.
Yeah. And Lelu in the meantime is trying to finish Eshan, killing the sneaky mid-expo here that Eshan tried to take, that I guess would have been his only chance to stay in the game. Now he's down to 99 gold again and getting up his last building that will be revealed in a second. So I think Eshan is out, and at this point only in for the man up here. I mean, you could leave with just one Wisp, one Ancient of Wonders in production and 99 gold.
Yeah, and interesting enough, Lelu got the middle expansion that both human and undead would really like to have. So it's always tricky, like if you fight the two winners, like here human versus undead, you don't really want to aggro the third player, even though he's very weak. Yeah, and you really have to put your time and effort into the 1v1 you have.
And I mean, Lelu is up to 5k gold, and if he can get a few more minutes on this one mid mine, I think he can easily get up to maybe 10k, and that will be totally fine to go into the late game, even if his hero levels are a bit inferior here. And yeah, I wanted to, with a 99 gold of Eshan, I want to go for a 99 problems reference, but you interrupted me. And now he is 99 problems and 0 buildings, so that is it for Eshan. Making it to the final here via the semi-final, but then getting unfortunate early fights here, and you just can't afford to lose those fights early on here, or you instantly lose all your expansions. And and this is, I think, one of the few games where we saw the third player basically finishing off the fourth. So many times this season we've seen long 4-way games where this never happened, and I think it's almost always worth it for, in this case, Lelu to finish Eshan. And he got 6-5 out of it, which is all you want hero level wise. Like, of course, you ideally at some point you want Panda level 6, but with Alchemist level 6 and Panda level 5 here, I think fine to defend at least some of the fights if you can back it up with an army.
Yeah, I agree. He's only 3 hero levels behind of Bobby and only 4 for behind of Sheik, so that's great position for being the weakest player in a freeway.
I really hope for Lelu's sake that Eshan did the PayPal for the Monday win already. Otherwise, there could be unforeseen delays in the prize money distribution.
Yeah, I mean, you have to live with it, right? I mean, that's FFA. Like, you always, especially if you're the weakest player in any certain match, like not the weakest skill-wise, but the weakest gold unit-wise, then you always have to expect a player to attack you. And we see Sheik going for Lelu, is he? Okay, Sheik is undecided, I think. And
it's really always very tricky decisions here.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen if you let Lelu mine up to 10k gold, but also seeing how that previous fight went, I don't think Sheik wants a second enemy, especially not one with Alchemist level 6, especially if you have worms, and he needs those worms. You do not want Transmute against you, so I think it's a wise idea for him to at least not kill it for now, but I guess he will still do it now. Yeah, he will.
Yeah, this was pretty much...
He doesn't... Okay. It's so tricky. I mean, long as...
Bobby was improving to kill.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody's mining again. Like, Bobby has the 11k, Sheik on the right-hand side has like 4k, and apparently Sheik allows this 12k?
Yeah, and Lelu is producing now, and Sheik sees it. So let's see. I think it's good that Lelu is producing now and not... Yeah, I mean, there's a big risk against, especially the human with tanks, that you just lose everything against the mass TP, and I think it's good to at least try to take up a fight if you have 5k gold after that. So, and Sheik, sometimes I feel he's maybe his weakness that he's a bit too nice sometimes in games, and sometimes a bit too playful too. So he's not like playing it as aggressively as some of the other players.
A little bit of a misclick here. He wanted to bolt Holy Light Agag, but did it on 2 different...
That's nice. And Archmage mass TPing in with the tanks.
Okay.
Very nice.
Fight, and now very scary army. Probably like
Darks.
he's high up against Sheik on 80. What is he doing, Sheik? No,
Dark's dying. And 2 worms dying too, so Sheik...
Yeah, it was a pre-buff tank army 100 versus 80, nasty P onto it. Oh man, maybe he just wants to get back to 50 and get Lelu acting against Bobby now.
And Sheik doesn't seem too used to fighting that. I'm a bit surprised that he's over and over letting his Gargs die above those tanks, which is the only thing you don't want to do. I mean, you want to kite over and over, and then you...
But the problem is there were like 4 to 5 Dragonhawks shackling all the worms, so you have to go with the Nova Swarm coil Gargs onto the Dragonhawks, but they are well microed and pre-buffed. So it's very tricky. Like, I think he had to TP out. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. TP out, or I don't think his Gargs were actively engaging the Dragonhawks when they all died above those tanks. But let's see. I mean, Sheik is also killing a few units. I think gold-wise, I mean, it's super even. Both around 11.5k still mining their last mines. And in the meantime, I mean, this is great for Lelu.
Yeah. Also, he hasn't been too greedy. Like, he could have stayed on 50, but that would definitely get him teamed in especially a chat game. Both would agree that he's mining on 50 for way too long. But now he's just showing he is on 80 and not on 50, so that no one is gonna be confused.
Lelu is showing his army. I don't think he actually... Oh, he wants to use it against those guards.
Wow. Yeah, he wants XP as well, right? So maybe a misclick in quotes.
Oh, he's going for it.
More. That's a entangled focus here.
I don't know if it's worth it, honestly. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe a hero kill would have been worth it.
Oh, and another tank and an infernal big XP boost here. Nice.
Yeah, I think it's... I mean, it's... As you say, not only is it useful to not be 50 because you might get teamed for it, or might at least get attacked for being on 50, and it's not worth it to be 50 for just one mine unless you desperately need any gold, and I think he's fine with his current gold count. But of course, this is a point in time where you can still fight those enemies with your hero levels. Like, they are a bit ahead, but not that far. And of course, that changes if you wait another 10 minutes potentially, and one of them gets far ahead. So I think it's a good call by Lelu.
And I think it's also always about, like, there's one passive player here in Lelu, and he has to expect the others to piece at some point. So I think it's always very nice to find that exact timing when you think they are going to piece, and just before that you get some stuff going for you.
And also, of course, I mean, I don't think he actually did transmute anything, but I mean, that's the downside. If you play Alchemist and you're the weakest player here, then you kind of have to stay low, and you will probably get attacked if you transmute something. So playing, like, aggroing against a player also allows you to transmute units in the while doing so.
Yeah. Now he's even justifying or trying to justify his backstab, so that he pretty much leaves an even playground without any teaming or against him now for the backstab.
Let's see, Sheik may go for an attack here. I don't think Sheik really wants it. I mean, is it worth for Sheik to just for that one mine to do that? I don't think so.
Like, you know, you will lose your worm here 100%.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. You will lose the worm and probably a couple of guards too. And I would like
that armies are so expensive. Like, look at the gold that he has to invest every time here. He needs so many heal scrolls all the time, and Gargs are just very cheap for the supply.
Do you think you should consider to switch to ground, or is it just... I mean, on this map, it's just super bad, right?
Bad, yeah.
Only for defensive purposes it can work. I'm a bit surprised that he's not preparing his main base here to to block off against mass TP. But maybe he's at this stage, he's convinced that there's no risk of mass TP into all those towers. But let's see. I would be scared. I would block off my main base entrance, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to lock yourself out of your main base.
Yeah, fair.
I guess. And yeah, if there was a mass TP, then they are hard teaming on him, so I don't think that this is the time where Bobby should do it.
I like that Lelu is really getting the entire mid mine here, which is like usually no player is allowed to get it unless like only one player, usually if that player is far ahead, gets to mine them. But very often on this map, we saw matches where those mines at some point remained untouched because players try to take them over and over, and they always get killed instantly. And this time, Lelu really gets all this gold. I think, yeah, he's playing this very smartly, considering how bad his early game went, and he's in a decent spot now.
Yeah.
And
this is very nice on a non-Zeppelin map, getting these islands, so to speak.
Yeah, of course, if you can sneak in an Acolyte there, which he can barely, I think, yeah, it's a very nice spot to.
Like how can you get the Acolyte in there? Do you have to build a necropolis outside and then TP with an Acolyte?
No, I think it fits through the trees here. I think he's.
Okay.
Yeah, you see now?
Let's see.
I think he's trying.
Because I don't think.
I think it should fit, but maybe. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it looks like it should fit.
You?
I don't know, but what I do know is that we got a couple of subs, so I take the time and thank them. Villa1, 18-month, Philog, 33-month, and Kefa Lucas for the 3-month, and Darkness. So it didn't fit, but now it does.
It does. And now I think it's a disadvantage that he opened it at the front. I think he should have opened it at the back here. Would have been nicer, but I think it's still a bit too early for those islets anyways. I wouldn't even put my Acolyte there because I think it's, yeah, it will be scouted and enemies will know about it. So
yeah, nice touch that Quest likes to do is to make a stone form Garg, blocking the entrance. The game.
Yeah, that's definitely something I expected Sheik to do earlier here, but so far hasn't done it. And let's see, is he going for Lelu now, where his last expansion is almost out of gold?
Yeah, it looks like it. Sleep on the Alchemist, of course, very nice. And another sleep. Ooh, the Dispel was just too early. But
selling
now
a worm here. So.
Yep.
Alright, Carrion Swarm rocking. That acid bomb being so late obviously hurts
the
in
damage
the air fight.
On the DK here.
Wow, and look at this.
Keeper.
Oh, the keeper.
Wow. Very bloody fight here. Wow. Lelu was about to lose so much, but ends up 54 versus 42 with an even start.
Imagine he had keeper level 6 for healing so much nicer.
Yeah, but still already Acid Bomb level 3 plus Breath of Fire level 3 plus the Thorns. Huge deal against the Undead Air.
Yeah, for sure. And look at the pick here. I don't think this is a neutral one. It has a clear direction and a clear goal here.
Yep, that pathing doesn't look random to me.
Imagine it's a neutral one.
Random pathing.
Oh, kind of getting lost now.
I know it isn't anyways, right? You see the vision here. But there's no way anymore to see with the new overlay and stuff. Like in the old without, you could see if it's a neutral one or not. But I don't think you can anymore.
I mean, you can use Alt plus U to see the units, but Bobby already maxed out the unit tab, so the critters are not there.
Oh, I didn't know there's a max.
And I think there was something that we wanted to test. It's like if the critter makes noises, it's a neutral one, right? And if it's not making noises, it's a mechanical.
Ah, interesting. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's a cool one.
Dude, I never knew this.
I mean, there are no. But is it like for me? This rabbit, like, is it? I maybe there aren't any critters on this map, which I think is the case, right? There are no neutral ones.
Yeah, there's vision 2 on the critter, so that's the mechanical one.
You're right. You're right. So I don't think there are any neutral ones, anyways, on this map. So Yeah. Are there? Okay.
Do I never know.
There's so many mechanical critters here. There's a frog here. They're everywhere. I see 5 alone here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's another one here. The chicken, everything full of critters here.
Animal farm.
Yeah. I really like. I think by some human players they're underutilized. I think critters are so fun and so nice to play.
Yeah, and
with.
now with the buff, right? It's like.
Which buff you mean?
I don't even remember what the buff was.
The vision got buff. You're right. Yeah, I totally missed that. I totally forgot that. Yeah, you're right.
So now it's easier to find them. your own ones.
It is a shame though that they don't explode for like 300 damage as Mr. Remo Demo originally wanted.
By observers. So yeah, Sheik on 50 and mining the last 1k gold on 50.
Also to mention, Sheik mentioned in chat that he's not expecting a long game, which on this map is normally the case. So I'm curious what he's up for, considering that he's a player that likes to play long games and choosing a map that is destined for a long game. So yeah, we'll see.
Very good that you postponed the game then by 2 hours.
It wasn't me. It was the players. That's why, I mean, initially I thought, okay, maybe because the show match was on Monday already, maybe we could have preponed it to Tuesday, which was initially the plan. But I think, I mean, always difficult to change dates subsequently.
Yeah, I said no.
Yeah, 8 p.m. would have been a bit nicer for us than 10 p.m. But so be it. I mean, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So
it is.
To witness this game. So
does
why not
anyone know how much gold is in the top mine?
Nothing. 400 something.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lelo is actually gonna mine 20k gold.
That's so crazy that he's getting like so much gold out of that mine. And that he's basically, I mean, he passed Sheik in gold count.
Yeah.
I never expected that to happen this game. And honestly, I think Sheik is, I mean, if you're Sheik, like, wouldn't it be worth it to, maybe he's too, after that one lost fight against Bobby, maybe he can't do it. But Sheik, if he wanted to, I think he could have easily taken that mine from Lelu with 100 supply.
It was like Sheik was attacking, then he backed up, then Bobby said, I also wouldn't let Lelu mine this, but then nothing happened and Bobby fought Sheik.
Yeah, Bobby is also just staying low here because he has the other mid mine. Let's see if he will act after mining the 3k. I think if you're Bobby, like, you could try, I guess, to go for a big blow to Sheik's main base. But it's risky, of course, because you will get teamed for sure.
But now Bobby wants to mine out the middle mine.
Yeah.
Before the next attack, because the next attack most likely is gonna get the attention onto him, and he doesn't want it if he is still mining.
Yeah, and let's see if Lelu is preparing after mining out the middle, if he's instantly going to split his wisps, because I think something he hasn't done as well in previous month is hiding wisps out on the map before the final base race, and maybe he just thinks it's like those wisps get killed anyways before that. But I still think sometimes it's a bit too close for comfort with him having no wisps out on the map while his main base is already dying. So let's see if that is. I mean, there are no zeppelins here, so definitely a bit harder to hide. But yeah, let's see. I can't believe that he's mining out this mid expo. He's up to 10k.
I also find it always quite interesting what players are doing while nothing happens.
Yeah.
And we saw Lelo with the fairy dragon taking out mechanical critters on the map. We see Bobby, on the other hand, chasing this fairy dragon and also scouting a lot with the gyros. We see Sheik at the moment getting the haunted goldmine at the top, constantly scouting with the infernal, making new paths through the forest with it, and also preparing for the late game by opening up additional forests. So there's never a time where you should do nothing, even though if you're not fighting, even though if you're just waiting for mines to run out. So yeah, that's always, I think, very interesting as well to see that players always try to get in information for the big blow at one point.
I mean, especially if you have gold, and I mean, like sometimes, like at least for me, those games only get boring as a player if you're in a weak spot and you're basically forced to sit because you can't attack anyone. I think as long as you're in a position to act potentially, and if like the decision making's up to you, then it's still exciting because in your brain you're always computing and trying to come up with the best move.
Yeah, exactly. And it's pretty much like chess at this point. Like if you're a strong player in the position of like Bobby, for example, you can just think about what is your move. Like if I go here, what will happen then? They will go on me, so I prepare this. And if this happens, then I go for this. Does it make sense, or is another play better? So that's pretty much the thoughts at the moment for Bobby.
Yeah, and I think if you're Lelu, I think your best scenario would be like, of course, first priority to mine out this mid expo, and then to convince Sheik to team Bobby, ideally without like you being the one to convince him actively. But I mean, Bobby with mass TP and this main base is definitely scary, and he has the biggest bank. So ideally,
and I think it makes sense for the others as well, because I think if Lelu wants to try to convince Bobby to go on Sheik, this doesn't make too much sense.
Yeah, but of course, I mean, Lelu knows that once he does it, if he's the active driver of that, there's a big risk that his main base just disappears to mass TP. So I think it's ideally like he wants Sheik to be in the driver's seat and then just join forces, transmute some units, kill off some buildings. So let's see if that's going to happen. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if you read chat, but they both might be underestimating Bobby when it comes to the gold count.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean,
it also looks like it from the chat, right? Because Sheik says that he thinks Lelu is richest at the moment, and Lelu even says maybe. So that's pretty much a confirmation in his head that I guess, like if he says maybe, then he assumes that he has a lot of gold at the moment.
Yeah, I think he should. Lelu is sometimes chatting not in his own favor. I think he could deny it. I mean, if, for example, if you compare it to Eshan, if Eshan would be in his position here, he would deny everything. Like he would not admit that he has any gold.
Yeah.
So sometimes, I mean, finding balance and finding a good middle ground here, I think makes sense because
I think if you're known to lie constantly, it's just the best play to continue to do it, because if you say the truth, then people will underestimate it or overestimate it. So I think your reputation, especially for a league game like this, is pretty important.
Yeah.
And we can see the gold mines running out, and even before that, players are already debating about who has the most gold, so who is gonna get teamed. Everyone wants to defend himself pretty much.
Yeah,
it's not him.
If you're Lelu, or I mean also Sheik, but also Lelu in this case with a weaker main base, wouldn't you like try to block off your entrance with like, I mean, how much gold is that? It's like 3 Moonwells and 1 AP that you need to block off. I mean, if you don't want to lose your main base, for sure, I think it's...
I mean, at the moment it's problematic because we have a chicken here right side of the Tree of Eternity, and if the tree falls to a mass TP, then suddenly you can't get into your own main base anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
I mean, you can uproot, okay, fair. So
No, I mean, you should search your entire main base for critters, of course, but I definitely think that's... I mean, of course, Lelu might be prepared to lose his main base at some point, but I still think it's all of a sudden it's much harder for the human to break it if there's just one line of Moonwells in the front, and you have to kill it first.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tricky. Like in a freeway, do you like to lose your main base first or last? It's also always an interesting question, right?
I mean, ideally, I think first, because then like usually attention shifts and you get some time to prepare for the main base for the base race. But
the downside of it is, of course, if let's say Bobby scouted your entire wisp spread perfectly, and he goes for a mass TP, takes out your main, and then exactly knows where your remaining wisps were, and can go for the kill and take the 1v1.
Yeah, for sure. By the way, do you get the gold for transmuting critters? I think so, right? Like mechanical critters. I think you get gold, right?
I even tested it. I think
Neo, do you know?
I'm very
yeah. Fun fact, because I was sending
no clue, dude.
this question to Florentine, but it never got accepted. And I also had questions like, can you resurrect them and so on with the Paladin ultimates? So I don't remember it myself now, unfortunately.
I mean, why shouldn't you be able to sell them? They have a gold. I mean, they must have a gold value.
I mean, sometimes you can sell stuff, but you don't get like with summons.
Yeah, but the gold value is from the item and not
exactly. Yeah, I think it's a summon, and you don't get gold for summons.
True.
So I think you probably don't get any gold for it. I'm a bit surprised that Lelu.
Sorry, I just wanted to point out that Bobby is already rating the wisp spread of Lelu, as I've mentioned before. So this would be a very nice preparation for Bobby. Take out the wisps on the map. Get some gyros close to the main to see if new wisps escape, and then mass TP to the chicken.
And now Lelu can use it as an excuse though to transmit stuff. So I think it's still worth it, but
yeah, but this map is so hard for Lelu once he loses his proxy wisps. Like Bobby only needs to place a gyro like he has it, like here, and then he spots every new wisp that wants to escape. So once there are no wisps on the map, he can just mass TP, and Lelu might die with like 10k gold if the trees get taken out.
Yeah,
but yeah, Lelu now going to 100 is a counter play, I guess.
Yeah,
because in his main base with the Moonwells, he won't lose against the single mass TP.
Another wisp found and killed here. So Lelu only left with the one wisp here outside of his main base.
Yeah.
Which, as you say, it's a bit unfortunate for him. And now Sheik is attacking Lelu. Interesting.
If you won't fight Bobby, I will fight you, he says. And his army is not connected at all. In the main base, there's 14 supply.
Oh, the panda dying. Yeah, I think this came pretty unexpected for Lelu, who's instantly losing all of his stuff. I think should have TP'd out first, because now this is just a big tome of XP for Sheik. Yeah. I guess it's fine to do this, but for Sheik, like knowing that Lelu mined that middle, but let's see.
Yeah, and this knight is still scary. He is out for blood for sure. I mean, I'm not sure if wisps have blood, but still doesn't like them.
So let's see. Like, is Sheik really going to push into this? I mean, what we often saw in the past is then just if Sheik deals a lot of damage to Lelu here, then Bobby just potentially mass TPing into the main of Sheik and trying to get a lot of damage done.
Oh, but it's Bobby, and Bobby likes 1v1s a lot.
Yeah, so maybe Bobby going for the blow here.
Yeah, I would rather think that Bobby is gonna try to hunt Lelu to not be able to reproduce. Okay, Sheik is TPing out though. Why is that?
I think he just wanted to kill units and...
So Sheik might not... Yeah, okay, look at the gold. I mean, Sheik is at 3.6k gold, 58 supply, so that's not that's not how you want to fight a mass TP human who has potentially way more gold than you.
Yeah, so curious to see when they are going to team up against Bobby, who basically was untouched all game. Like no one really dealt.
And that's also the thing about Bobby. Like, he is really not the chatty kind of guy. He only chats if it's really, really necessary. And it feels like that's worked out well for him.
Yeah, laying low. The others are underestimating him. And he's still got that mighty weapon with mass teleport, as you guys mentioned plenty of times. And he got stuff done with the knight before. Lilo still has one wisp on the map, I think, but that's it.
Yeah, from an observer point of view, this would be the perfect time for Bobby to now go on Lilo, because Bobby has to expect now that they will turn on him. I mean, it's not going to happen in an FML final that two people will just suicide each other in a freeway and let the third guy untouched.
I think on this map, even if he gets it done, I think it's so hard to judge whether you can break a main base here, because there's really only one way into the main base, and it can be blocked off, so mass TP might not be as valuable. So yeah, I think this is a good call by Sheik here, go clear Bobby's towers, and I think that's definitely something.
It was so expected, right, for Bobby. Like, the next move had to be that they go on him now.
Yeah. And I doubt that Sheik will be able to deal damage to those towers alone. So I think
it might be nice, right? Maybe Bobby's plan is, okay, he can hold against one, no problem. So it always has to be two. And as soon as the second guy is here, he's just going to mass TP them.
Yeah. Lilu killing a gyro here, and Bobby now moving out with at least heroes and spellbreakers.
Yeah, that's
I like Archmage staying home with a buff tanks again, so let's see.
We had this before. Nice.
Yeah, it's a bit risky, I think, and maybe it isn't.
As long as there's mana, there is no need for the Archmage.
Yeah, I've never seen this strategy.
Maybe it's just cool, right? But now the elf heroes are here.
Yeah, there goes another Spellbreaker. Did he transmute one? No, he didn't. Has full mana still. Doesn't want to transmute in front of so many eyes here. I don't like this call out by Lilo here. I mean, I don't think it's meant. I don't think Sheik will. Yeah, Sheik will.
Yeah, but it's still hard for Lilo to estimate the gold count of Sheik. Like, all he saw is that Sheik was toming Eshan and got all the expansions on the right side.
Yeah, honestly, if I would be in his position, I think I would estimate Sheik's gold count to be higher, because Sheik allowed him to mine the middle. Usually you don't do that if you're in desperate need of gold. And also, yeah, if you, as you say, I mean, he had a pretty easy one-on-one early on, like pretty quickly won, so I would have expected him to preserve a bit more gold. And
we see an Invis Knight now. Interesting what he's gonna go for. Is it just scout, or is it already preparing for a big blow? He's moving on the map, so I guess he's trying to hunt wisps again.
No, he's going cross map, I think, to Sheik's main base.
Oh, okay, also an option, but
maybe not, but looks as if he's going into that direction. Yeah, he is.
Oh, mass TP.
Yeah, to the Invis critter.
Lilo is at home, at least, but how do you stop this, man? Panda in trouble again, just like before. Dash! Oh no!
Wow, Bobby played by Lilo today, honestly. And again, the chimeras all over the tanks.
That's like 8 chimeras dying and the Panda, so I think big mistake by him to maybe just didn't do it. And yeah, Sheik, of course, not doing much here in the meantime.
Yeah, look at this. Sheik is shedding, almost got mass TP'd for all dirty job and doing like he started the night, but now Bobby jumps on him again. Wow.
Bobby dealing so much damage with his army here. He's killing so much. And yeah,
I don't know if it's the smartest here to switch targets now.
Yeah.
When Sheik was not even ready, or not even scouting that Lilo was attacked.
But Lilo has to rebuild Altar even if he doesn't want to tavern the Panda. And let's see. I mean,
it's tough now in this choke. Look at this. The tanks are.
Did she call out the mass TP into his main base? Okay, mass TP back out.
No, back in.
No, mass TP back in. Sorry. Ooh, and Sheik isn't calling it out, right? Yeah. So Lilo doesn't know, and this could easily turn into a win here for Bobby. But So far, like, Dreadlord still has enough mana, I guess, to push back.
He has to dive again for the Dragon Hawks. The Cloud was doing a very nice job. I'm not sure if this is now the position for Bobby to win.
Oh, the Paladin!
Sheik 47 supply. Bobby 62. He's not macroing up.
Okay, he's
getting
the
Paladin though. The Paladin though. Oh, was out of Divine Shield.
So Bobby lost, I would say, basically like 40 supply here in those 2 attacks, but he's still up 14k, and I think he's in a good spot. Of course, we'll get teamed now, but it's so hard to team someone here on this map, especially against Mass TP, because you will always be forced back. And I think both players haven't done a great job killing mechanical critters here.
Yeah, there's still a chicken though, right?
Yeah, there's this dirty chicken here hiding. Just idling.
Yeah, and Bobby has to be quick now. Like, he's on a timer, I think. Like, now they can coordinate perfectly against him. And yeah, he has to be now very focused, not making too many mistakes, trying to get more and more Mass TP targets out.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's also scouting here with the gyro again for hidden workers. So a nice job. And the raccoon.
The raccoon dying, and of course now there's nothing holding back Lelu from transmuting. So if Bobby waits, of course his units will get transmuted. You see him pulling back in the main base, but it's Wow, he's settling for peasant.
Yeah.
Weak.
Okay, and another Invis Knight going out on the map, and of course no Podem, which means no reveal for Invis units for Lelu.
Oh, and there's the Mass TP already. Yeah, he's sending the Knight while already using the chicken now, finally. Yeah. And I don't get why Lelu isn't just running away. Like, what's he hoping to do with the Keeper here? The Keeper is just running farther into the back of his main base, so the Keeper will die.
No, not now, because the Tree of Eternity got taken out, so the staff goes to the Tree of Life. So this saves the Keeper. But yeah, still. That's a dead base, and Bobby did his homework and take out a lot of the proxy wisps that were hiding.
There are only a couple of buildings. I hope Lelu will have it in mind. Okay, now...
yeah, okay, now we see
Mass TP back.
But there's
Mass TP back. And Passoon here. Not... Okay, I mean, of course we know it's pretty hard to heal tanks, and even 1 or 2 Carrion Swarms here will win time at least. Oh, 2 tanks dying here. So they deal damage to Bobby, but of course it's yeah.
Yeah, but now Chicken got taken out, so it will take a little bit more time for Bobby to go for the next Mass TP. And
did the Keeper? No, the Keeper is still somewhere. Where's there's the Keeper? Sorry, I didn't see it. Like, if you're Lelu, shouldn't you? I mean, I'm staying. He's basically rebuilding his main base and staying here.
Yeah, he's pretty much waiting for the next Mass TP. Okay, but he's blocking the entrance and got rid of all the critters, so this should be safe against the Invis Harris, right?
But can't you just pass with a
critter? He's testing it. He's testing it.
Yeah, with a hero, but can't you just pass with a critter?
The critter? Yeah, but the critter he will have an eye on, right? It's only the Invis Knights that he's worried about. Okay, Invis critters will be the same. And there are Invis critters actually on the way already.
Oh, sick.
He's using so many critters this game. Love to see it.
Oh, the Infernal almost killed them.
Yeah, I just wanted to say.
Oh.
Yeah, fair point by Eshan as well. Yeah, it's really hard if you're ahead on this map. Because, yeah, once you lose your main buildings, it's hard to get back workers at any point.
Alright, so now they're moving in again. That will be another transmute here.
Okay, now 6 heroes, so this will force another Mass TP into Dreadlord is... Wow, just here for the sleep.
And... did he transmute a tank? I didn't see. Was it a tank or a Spellbreaker?
No, I didn't see. That's another 30 seconds without Mass TP for Bobby. So how can he do? So he is pulling back everything. Tanks are just blocking him here. And now with the 3 heroes plus the ultimate, can he fight 6 heroes?
Nah, I think should be able to at least hold here. Question is, do you go for the counter attack or do you like to use your ultimate also? Or do you wait?
He needs to set up some things. Like he went for the invis critters. They are very slow, and now the knight you can see is trying to go.
Oh,
through,
the paladin! The paladin dying. Huge loss here for him. Now
he didn't have a priest, so yeah, the entangle couldn't be dispelled, and no staff possible this way.
So there is a staff on the MK that should be available still, but this is a great opportunity for them to deal damage here to units and buildings.
Yep, and he can't really mess TP here. There's a keeper, there's a dreadlord, so yeah, he's moving to the back. But do you want to mess TP out without a paladin? Maybe, yes.
And now they wish they hadn't used the Death and Decay yet. That would be a nice opportunity to use it now here, potentially. If
the knight's here.
Okay, he goes for the counter attack. Worm exposed
the
here.
worm, but the hawks didn't shackle here in time.
And and there was a mechanical critter walking to the back, but he's. And I don't think this is enough for Bobby to deal damage here. So instantly forcing the TP out of Bobby.
Yeah, so pretty much just getting rid of the teaming for now.
Yeah, still worth it for that reason, I think. But of course, in the meantime, the critter. I mean, Sheik is not really checking for critters.
Wait, the panda could be in trouble if there is a mass TP now unexpected. And he has to open up for the panda, and now the knight gets through.
No
way.
Why? He doesn't have to. Why? He doesn't need mana.
No.
He could have used the bear.
The Trojan horseplay.
Yeah, but that's not what you expect. That there is a knight following you. But now he just waits for the paladin and then will mass TP onto the knight.
But Bobby doesn't have too much, I think. I mean, one tank will immediately get transmuted, so there's. I mean, there's still enough, I guess, to kill those buildings. But it's available.
No.
Oh no!
The transmute is not.
He's blocking himself off the main base. So, of course, there's no MK ultimate, so might be able to force. Is there a paladin? No, it's not back yet, right?
Oh no!
So yeah, without the paladin, of course, he will only be able to kill a few buildings here, and then has to get out.
Yeah, I assumed he wanted to be very fast as the knight was revealed, so the paladin was barely not out.
That could have been very deadly with a paladin here, but without, I guess. Much more easily defended.
Falling apart here. That's gonna be a close one. I'm not sure if he's even aware of how far he is ahead against Sheik. But Sheik is actually really broke.
Yeah, but I mean, 8k gold is not that much anymore, right? Against Transmute, you so easily lose. I mean, Eshan just wrote in chat it's unlosable with, but I don't see that. I mean, against Transmute, and Sheik's main base is actually still huge, and there are those towers which also deal a lot of damage. So I don't think this will be an easy walk here for Bobby.
No.
At some point, of course, you can't just easily win a 1-on-1 anymore. I mean, easily, not at all, but anyways. But I mean, even if you finish Lelu now, it will come at the cost of probably 3-4 more tanks, and at some point, you're not able to break a main base of Sheik anymore, and the Infernal is probably the better option to.
Oh, and he's not staffing the tank here against the transmute. Not even trying to transmute it, to staff anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lelu's in a great position here.
Lelu is doing a great job to not lose the main base. Like we were thinking about sacrificing it, but yeah, very risky on this map.
Yeah, for sure. And let's see. Lelu gave up probably on blocking off the entrance, but let's see. Maybe he will do again.
The ultra late game setup for Bobby here. Two sorcerers can always invis each other, and also the peasants. So he has permanent invis hidden workers. That's really nice, especially if you have gyros and
another tank, another knight.
Yep.
And this time, I guess, I mean, Lelu could have blocked off again. It's a bit sloppy.
Yeah, I think he should jump on the keeper, right? Because he will not expect it, and there's going to be a bolt.
But I think Bobby's army is too small, right? Like 81 supply, one tank instantly gone. So basically it's like, I mean, some workers also. So it's basically like 70 supply. This gyros here catching off the Gaurik. So yeah, if Sheik and Lelu both just want to play the sitting game, it will become very difficult for Bobby to play this. And he will just lose more units over time. He's down to 7.4k. So his bank is slowly shrinking here.
Yeah, and Lelu without owls is really having troubles in scouting everything well. Like, he's not too aware every time there is something happening at Sheik's base.
No, I mean, he has a hippo here, so I think he is checking it, but the hippo chasing the gyro, and now the gyro chasing the hippo.
So that's gonna be a TP gone.
Yeah.
Trying to run.
Yeah, could try to deal a bit more damage to those tanks, but...
That's the spot where Lelo hides his wisps. And that's one gone. Should be one gone, no? I mean,
wow, he doesn't see it. No air units.
It's well hidden, I think.
Ooh.
Another wisp here. So, I think, yeah, Lelo is doing a good job hiding some wisps here.
And you got 3 out now, I think.
Yeah. Which usually should be fine at this point. I mean, you can always have more, but most of them will get killed before the late game. And Lelu going for another building here. I would like to see him dive with the Alchemist just to get the transmute off instantly and get off the cooldown. So, not doing so. Oh, no, now he does. And the tank just...
Oh, yep.
Hit him.
Bye-bye. Transmute is such a nasty spell. I think it's even, like, if you face it, I think it's even much worse than Charm. Because at least, like, mechanical units can't get charmed, and I think with Charm you have the opportunity to kill it and get XP. But with Transmute, it's just straight up a unit.
Yeah, but you have to... yeah, you can step it out to prevent it. And
but I mean, how many times do you really manage to do it? I mean, usually if there are a lot of units,
yeah, like in a busy fight, there's not much
and time. Instant return of.
Yeah, but now it's getting expensive for Lelu, and Sheik is out of position, so I think it's a very good opportunity for Bobby, even though the tanks are low now. Panda is in the ultimate. Wow, another transmit already ready. And the tank getting staffed nicely.
The Panda though, the Panda... okay, never mind.
Yeah, still 2 Pandas there.
Diving for the Paladin now, and of course no Breath of Fire doing the ultimate, but 3 Spellbreakers about to die here.
Going for a resurrect here, so he doesn't care too much, I guess.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Got that. But another Knight also dying, and now the ultimate. So let's see. I mean, this is...
Alchemist in trouble in the last Panda, but yeah, the duration is close to be done.
How many units do you resurrect? Is it 10 or 5? 6, okay. The Alchemist instantly staffing to the Tree of Life here. And this is scary for Lelu all of a sudden. Losing the Alchemist here, losing all the buildings, and this is the last Tree of Life. So let's see, is Sheik able to force back? Yeah, okay, he is. Before the tree dies, that's very important for Lelu. And 2 tanks still here. No Alchemist, of course, but still, this is a few more units lost for Bobby. Will he mass TP in right back in? Could do that, I guess.
Yeah, he has still a cooldown. Like 30 seconds is a lot if you are really needed. And it's not going to be enough now anymore.
Only a human player can. Oh,
Brad! Oh!
Wow!
Wow!
Barely is. Now the Panda ultimate on cooldown, of course, and the TP is just a tree next to him again.
Not good.
The tree is really annoying.
Tank block.
Panda dead.
And that's bad plus bolt. Wow.
Okay, he's pulling back though. Interestingly, I mean, he could. Yeah, I think this is a good call out by Lelu here.
Yeah, the classic Lelu.
Yeah, the classic Lelu. You can always like ask, do you want the one-on-one? And then the player, like, you get into their brains and they're like, do I really want that? Okay, no. And then without even like thinking too much about, if it's really going to be a one-on-one if you kill those 2 buildings, because I mean, of course, Lelu will not be defeated, but I just realized that those Gargs may have killed some of the Wisps. Like
wait, what? Damn. But the tree surviving is so important. Now he can rebuild.
Yeah, that's super important for him here. And yeah, let's see. I mean, we'll take some
Can't
time.
really do a lot. Like he's on 51 supply, and the undead heroes against the human heroes, even though they are equal on levels, not doing well.
Yes, I think Lelu is playing this a bit sloppily with his heroes. I think he is committing a bit too much into it. I mean, you of course, it's easier said than done if the human is in your main base, but with transmute, you just want to like kite as much as possible, and you want to like win time and just transmute units as often as possible. And I think probably not worth to lose as much as he did. I mean, this one fight where he lost 8 chimeras, I think, was definitely, I think, the biggest mistake that Lelu did this game. So let's see.
So Bobby is, I think,
not willing.
That he's fine with in a 1v1 against Sheik.
I think he might be, but it doesn't look as if he's fully committing to. I mean, if he was, he would pump to 100 supply now, and he isn't. So that indicates that he's suspecting Sheik maybe also to have some gold still. And
exactly. Yeah.
he
and
rather
he
wants.
pointed it out in chat. There's a reason I have time to insta counter attack every time. The reason, I guess, is that Sheik is not doing anything and just waiting for Lelu to die.
And it's also pretty unusual for Sheik to not have any gold left at this point. Usually he's the one with like one of the higher gold counts, and I would have expected Bobby to be the one with lower gold. Usually Sheik preserving some gold the same way Lelu does. And yeah, it's so tricky. Like every time you walk onto one of those high grounds and walk too far, it's basically one TP gone. If you're unlucky. And he doesn't have as much gold. So I'm not sure why he's even trying to be here, because it's going to be another TP, I guess. Is it?
You can never fight the human here.
Maybe with Aura he's able to get away.
Bobby is again greedy with the avatar, so if he uses the avatar, it's a forced TP 100%.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like Bobby taking a break from trying to eliminate Lelu. Still not sure how strong Sheik is, and now he's on 6k gold, so could be problematic. Oh, but another nice round on the Infernal. Another XP boost. Mountain King levels are still very nice with the clap.
Alchemist is back. All right, so we only need the panda. That was super expensive. And now Bobby, 3 new tanks, a new knight, getting ready for a punch.
Oh, and Sheik is scouting some of the hidden army of Lelu, so it's nothing too impressive that Lelu hides. Just the win condition, pretty much. So not worth for Sheik pointing it out that Lelu is strong. But yeah, some information that he really likes to have for the later stages. Ooh, nice.
And Bobby producing some tanks again, going full invis here with his heroes, and it's so tricky to decide as a human here when you're able to force the one-on-one. Because I mean, you know, if you want to force it, you will have to. I guess there would have been an opportunity for him trying to force it by killing off Lelu a second ago, but now with the Alchemist and soon the Panda back, it will cost you a few more units to do so. So probably too late to do that. And he's down to just buildings in his main base, right? And it still looks like a major, like it's a big main base still, but 1 death and decay here in the top right or so, and this main base can die easily. Like, which main base do you think is stronger? Like the human one here without towers at the front, or the undead one?
Strong against what?
Against, like, if it's a 1-on-1 Sheik against Bobby. So I think it's pretty even, but maybe Sheik's base with Blight and the higher number of towers, maybe it's stronger even.
Yeah, I would assume Sheik as well, but Sheik is losing another Garg. Easy. Ooh, nice stone form onto the island, but does Bobby have bombs? This would be the perfect time to research bombs, by the way, because you don't have a lot of big 100 versus 100 air fights anyways anymore. But it doesn't look like he has, and he's going for it. Because it's always the worst feeling if you lose the castle and then you realize you don't have bombs for the late game, for the end game.
Never happened to me. Nice
Alright,
round on the Infernal.
Yep. So another XP boost here.
Sheik is feeding him quite a bit right now. Lelu, in the meantime, was working on a better wisp distribution to keep him more safe and more spread. And Panda's back as well.
Yeah, and now it's again all about getting information. Like Bobby pretty much gave up for the quick win, I guess, but he's on 81 supply, so maybe he just tries to find some holes and get some more scouting.
So we get another Invis army again. The last time this didn't really work due to Infernal.
Yeah, and Archmage didn't stay at home this time, so it's not gonna be a mass TP. It's more like maybe finding heroes.
I think it makes a big difference mentally for your enemies if they know, for example, if you face Lil Tick, who is like known for always having his heroes invis, so you have to be prepared much more to all of a sudden have 3 heroes around you, and I think it's a big advantage mentally to do that. And there are some human players who never do it, and you basically don't have to be afraid of it at
and
any
it's
point.
super scary for the undead as well. Like if there are these heroes close to you, you can even surround.
Like, so it's super scary, and you basically have to be prepared to pull a TP at any point.
Yeah. Every time you move out without a shade,
the glitch.
that'll be a TP.
Sweet little move here. He killed one of the Sorks and used the DK ultimate, so the Pala can't revive it.
And yeah, also for Lelu, there's no reveal at this point. So if Lelu would move out with 3 heroes, Bobby could just surround the Keeper, and maybe Lelu doesn't realize that the Keeper is stuck, and then there's quick kill. But Bobby is now opting for the more offensive play with more of his army.
Yeah, Bobby could. Do you think it's nice? Or it's a good idea to settle for 81 supply instead of getting the additional farms here and pushing to 100?
Yeah, it's so hard to tell. I mean, it's easy to tell as an observer. Yeah, as an observer, it's the best play. Is it as a player though? If you have gold,
maybe it isn't. Yeah.
Do you really want to spend it now on more army, on more infrastructure that you? Yeah, that only means that you have to win with exactly the additional supply.
Yeah, that's
Otherwise,
true.
it's always bad.
I think it's always hard with 4 to 5k to decide, okay, how much of it do you want to commit to units, especially if you're facing an alchemist. That's why I think for Bobby, maybe it would have been, unless he expects Sheik to have a bank, then maybe it would have been better for him to try to finish Lelu while the alchemist was dead. Because, I mean, all fights against Sheik have gone into Bobby's favor, it seems. So I think he's in a good spot.
Bobby's around the Inferno, but not seeing now that there are 6 heroes.
So let's see. Now, potentially another transmute here, and the first time in a long time he faces 6 heroes in his main base.
Yeah, but 3 of... Oh, okay, no. Coming from the other side.
What's Sheik doing? Okay, he's pulling back. Interesting.
So Lelu doesn't have anything... Bobby doesn't have anything in place to mass TP, I think.
No, but the knight is on its way.
And for now he tries to to buy time with the free heroes, buying time for the night. So yeah, always the best thing if you get teamed as human, mass TP onto someone.
Let's see, can they kill something here? One gyro down, DK instantly focused again, transmute, level 7 for the keeper, entangle on the knight, which is being focused down, has the paladin ultimate. Is he going to use it for just
Yeah, that's
one
also
knight?
always the question. How greedy do you want to be with it?
I mean, considering how rarely he loses stuff here in this late game,
Yeah, but
I
he's
guess
trying to
it's
go
worth
with for a mass TP. Ooh, and he can't. Ah, that's so bad. Like the Mountain King is getting perma-slapped, but he has the Talisman of Evasion, so he misses with the Archmage to wake him up.
Yeah. Ah, nice! He used
Yeah,
the
yeah.
DK ultimate to prevent the paladin ultimate.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I mean, I
Oh,
think I
really?
saw it.
I always say
saw
that
it.
this is the best use for the DK ultimate.
I saw it back in the day. It has been at least 2 years, 3 years since I saw it. I think actively, but I totally forgot that is an opportunity.
Put a priest now, mass TP onto it.
And another proof that my co-casters are not listening to me. That's the second time you did that.
You did say that? Yeah, sorry. You were muted, I guess.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, must be.
Those egomanic FFA casters just don't care.
No. It happens to my one-on-one casters and two-on-two casters as well. Slowly but steady, I'm starting to think it's my fault. But oh boy, that's a lot of kills in Bobby's
nice
base now.
Yeah, sorry. Nice catch here from Bobby.
Oh, sick.
Move into there.
Yeah, it's getting the tree and like a new Moonwell coming up here just to preserve the Wisp. And it's good for Lelu that Sheik is still here close to the human base. But yeah, they need to make something happen because otherwise...
Ooh, the Infernal drop is also hitting the keeper. But not a big deal. Yeah, okay, now the Resurrection is ready for the breakers that he loses here, but can he defend here? This is the other question.
And they really need to make something happen now because otherwise Lelu will be forced to hide on the map, I guess.
Oh, the priest tries to block. Oh, I thought the priest wants to block the keeper here. This is a little bit of a 1v1. Second time Entangle is failing.
What the
Okay, nice.
Oh wow, the Dispel instantly.
Yeah, he was aware.
That was close. I think, I mean, since Bobby microed it, I think he had the intention to potentially mass TP down there. Let's see. I mean, if you're Lelu, I guess you should hide the tree elsewhere. I think it's scouted, so maybe find another spot. I don't think it's worth to stay there. We'll just die. You can't really defend.
Yeah, and Bobby now in the weird situation again, being on 63 supply and 4.5k gold. Like, how to invest your last gold, or just don't.
Okay, another transmute here.
Yeah, and the Mountain King perma slapped. I'm not sure if the ultimate isn't ready. Okay, there it is. So yeah, with the ultimate they are forced to go back, but the Paladin Divine Shield is gonna be...
Bash.
Oh, it's level 3, never mind, but...
DK? Definitely forced into TP.
Ooh.
Wow. Not forced into TP yet. But no.
Oh, but now... Okay, he's aware.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, behind the tree line.
Did he
Was
fake
it
the bolt,
fake?
or was it just out of rage?
I think it was out of...
Wow,
it
and now the
was-
hand is to dodge the bolt.
Archmage forced into a
Oh,
TP.
that was a rough fight for Bobby here.
Yeah, lost a lot. Down to 55 again, 4.5k. So, oh, just pulled
Yeah, Sheik
my headphones
needs,
out.
needing to start to sell his main base, so it's getting weaker now. And all of this is quite good for Lelu,
Oh, there's a
whose Wisp spread is pretty decent now.
mass
compared
TP.
to earlier.
Mass TP on the. No, he cancelled it.
Oh,
Player's forces are
And Sheik scouts the priest.
Yep.
This is calling it out though.
I'm not sure. He could have seen one of the knights that was hidden in Lelu's base before and didn't call him out for that.
yeah, now it's really tough here for Bobby deciding what to do. I think he's going for a more cost-efficient way now. moving out with heroes only for now.
And Sheik uses ultimate defensively, I think, and he sold a lot of buildings. I feel the production buildings here, Boneyard and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm that's undecided if I like it at this point against Mass TP. I think it's a bit risky potentially, but yeah, I mean, we'll see if it pays out. Definitely needed the gold.
A player's forces are under attack.
Mountain Giant being caught here.
Should be a stuff,
And
right?
Sheik and Ledo doing a good job joining forces.
Yep. There's not even too much chat. Ooh, another transmute on the gyro, I think.
Yep. Of course, Gyro cannot be resurrected. And MK here.
Oh!
Dying. Wow.
Yeah, very brave move here to run outside of his base without the avatar being ready.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, Bobby might be forced to tavern the MK if they go into
We go through,
his
yeah,
main
exactly.
base.
But
But-
Lelo also has to be careful. Like, Lelo also might not be aware of how much gold Sheik still has left.
Yeah,
But
I mean, at this point, the
Inventory-
human base is still so big, I guess.
Yeah.
And also, there's no way for the undead here to quickly kill like the remaining human buildings with Infernal cross map. It takes some time. So I think if you're Lelu, you can feel confident to kill at least 2/3 of those buildings here and still be able to team Sheik, especially if you have the mass TP player on your side. So let's see now, Death and Decay, of course, on the altar, nothing to stop it. And
yeah, but now nice presence of mind already building a new altar at the top.
yeah, but will take more time
Yeah, of course.
to come back. And yeah, of course, also nothing to stop the Dreadlord here. So basically, Bobby best TPing out and giving up the main base. Castle
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
And
so
without
castle down,
tanks,
no
like
more tanks, no more
exactly,
knights, no more griffins,
Yeah.
and also no more
potions.
breakers. By the way, breakers also need to keep.
Really? Man, human is
Yep.
really screwed when they lose their main building.
Yeah, that's what
always,
I'm saying.
always go for the castle. Best feeling in the world to kill castles with mass chimeras.
Yeah, so
but-
both are pretty much done. Not for the game, but for the plan to win here 1 versus 2. But he's still attacking some buildings of Lelo, so maybe he's still confident here. But the Garg scouted the new altar where the Mountain King just started getting revived, but he's not following through again. Maybe
There's
it's
no
the-
MK here. I think Lelo could even dive for those 2 human heroes, couldn't he? I mean, unless they peace now.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, they're peacing, it seems. I mean, at least they're not attacking each other.
Yeah. Infernal is now going for the altar, and I don't think that there is any save for the Mountain King here. Again.
Yeah, I mean, Infernal probably running out of time, I guess, before killing the altar.
Yeah, and that's the thing in FFA. You always want to be greedy with the revives, make new altars on the map, revive, repeat, and then suddenly you might be getting supply blocked, and it would have been the best play to just tavern it.
Okay, and now they're
Not
teaming
really
Sheik here. Just to test the waters here.
Yeah, okay, but okay, now the Infernal has to be dealt with. So the Mountain King might actually be able to get out.
Close. Yeah, closer than I thought. I thought the Infernal would run out right at the same time. And Bobby is revealed.
Damn.
So the
Yeah.
actual
So no TP anymore.
and yeah, I
True.
kind of agree.
Yeah, it bought the time for the Mountain King, that's true. Okay, so he is revealed, which means no more TP anymore. That's gonna work. So what I always like to do as a human here is now to go with Staff of Teleportation on the Mountain King. So that if you're getting caught, you can't TP out, but you can staff the Paladin, staff the Archmage, and then use the Avatar and TP staff out, and it can't really get cancelled, so you can always get away safely.
Yeah, and funny conversation here. Lelu said there's no altar for Bobby, while Bobby's revealed. And Sheik says you should look a bit closer. Yeah, it's super tricky because if I was Lelu, I would also suspect Sheik to have a few K gold still, and then it's pretty hard to break this main base. So I think it's fair to trying to weaken this main base, at least the towers. And I mean that's a different.
I also don't even know the necessity for Sheik to be this low on gold. Like he never was in the situation where he was winning a 2v1 or 1 versus 2 at any point.
I think he committed, and he wasn't transmuted at all. I think so. I think he definitely committed too much into Gargs. I think he wasted a couple of Garg armies into fights unnecessarily, and yeah. I think when I called out like 15 minutes ago, roughly, where Bobby had the chance to go 100 supply still by getting a few more farms, I think it could have been worth it because now against Transmute, those few units are just useless almost. And I think at that point, 100 supply could have done a lot of damage still.
Yeah, I agree. Against an Alchemist Dark Ranger Pitlord, you should always be like fully committed or not bringing anything.
Yeah, and I think he would still have roughly the same gold. I think he would have been able to go to 100 supply by going down to like 2.5k. And that's where he is now with that. And he didn't deal any damage, but he just lost a lot in the last 20 minutes. So, yeah, but it's always easier from Ops perspective, of course.
Yeah.
And Lelu is leading in gold now. I didn't expect that to happen this game.
Can't hit and run? Yeah, because there is only one entrance, right? So you can't come from various sides.
A player's forces are under attack.
I think, yeah, for that reason, I think Alchemist might have been exactly the right pick for Lelu because with Tinker you can't really get surface here. You can't really get close enough a lot with your rockets, but with Alchemist and the Transmute, you can at least get rid of those units. And for that reason, I think it might have been exactly the right pick. But then again, I mean, in a base race, still, I guess Tinker are much better.
Yeah, so now everyone is kind of weak.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, everyone 50 supply, roughly 50 supply. Sheik a bit less gold, but doesn't make a huge difference whether you're 700 or 2.5k, I think. Especially
since it's really tricky. Like you don't want to end up losing a hero at this stage because it can be so tough to get him back.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lelu is the richest.
And the greatest. Of course, everyone playing this really careful as it is about the championship. Sheik getting caught, but Lelu isn't here to help, really.
Yeah. Bobby not wanna trigger the avatar once again. So, and it gets away. But yeah, I mean, Undead has the Infernal to constantly chip away on these buildings. So in the long run, Bobby has to be active. But now Mountain King level 9, I guess. Close. Not quite. Okay, so Lelu now in a nice spot. Like he can pretty much pick who is gonna get attacked next. Are the towers most carry of the undead? Are the farms of the human most carry? But yeah, undead decides that the moon versus carry.
Okay, so yeah, Sheik will lose a few buildings here, and of course this is great now for Bobby, who was struggling.
He's aware of this tree in the back, so he used 70k to get rid of the tree line.
Yeah, and Bobby is mess TPing to the north, so this could easily be it for Lelu if he's.
Oh yeah, he is here with the Moonwell, but if lucky they are at peace at the moment and Lelo just has to pray that Bobby is not deciding otherwise.
Okay, TP back.
Wow, that's his last building, right? Okay, the altar survives.
Here's a Moonwell here.
Wow, so if Bobby would have attacked that, it's just game for Lelo.
And he has a few more wisps here out on the map, so I guess it's okay. But yeah, tricky. I mean, if you're Lelu, yeah, it's tricky. At what point do you use your 3k gold to rebuild, and knowing that there's so much stuff left in enemy in both of those main bases? I mean, he weakened Sheik's main base quite a lot now, and I think the main indicator for gold is always the number of ziggurats here, and you know he only has like he can go up to 60 supply only, and that usually is an indicator that there's no gold left, because even against alchemists, usually they try to have the supply available for 100. And another transmute here.
Breaker gone now. Breaker wanted the wisp, but the alchemist wants... No, wait, he's sparing him, so he doesn't want to risk the piece.
Mass Tilly, okay. Weird. The wisp was relocated to somewhere.
Yeah. I think
so
Lelu
want to get revealed?
I guess so. He's not building anything.
Now he is.
Ah, okay.
Getting a new tree here.
Okay.
It's a big question, right? Do you transmute the gyro? Because it's instantly scouting this building, and it's so scary against mass TP to have your building scouted. And of course, Lelu is heavily supply blocked, so I'm sorry if one of you mentioned that, but won't
He's
get...
getting rid of a shade. Gyro plus Holy Light. Yeah, all the little things that count now.
So tense, the situation.
Yeah, and I mean, we know Lelu is best in those late game base races, but I think this is a bit too close for comfort. I mean, usually you like to weaken those enemy main bases, but it's just so hard on this map where those main bases are so high ground and the entrances are close. I think it's pretty hard to weaken.
Ooh, another Garg, by the way, gets taken out. That's all. Everything's so huge, so much scouting potential that gets lost again.
I think Sheik and Lelu need to join forces again to weaken Bobby's main base further. I think it's still a big main base.
Yeah, and Bobby has some nice new preparation, new type of preparation. 2 squads here of these 2 stocks, 2 peasants, and there is no reveal at one point.
Yeah, only Shade could, I guess.
But as long as there are gyros, it's...
Oh wow, and Sheik and Lelu taking this fight. This could easily backfire for both of them, I think.
And is the tree already up? Wow, the tree is just getting up, so it's gonna be a TP possible now again. But okay, it's not even need to. Nice Dispel plus Chemical Rage. And now?
But that's a good question. Like, how is Lelu going to scout against Invis?
And that's now a little bit bad, right? Because now Lelu needs help from Bobby, who might be in the lead.
Oh, DK.
Yeah,
so
Bobby takes the opportunity.
Decision by Sheik, that's just another TP. He's not in the position to go for
the Lich instantly dying. That Lich vanished. That
just was deleted.
Okay, so that's it for Sheik. With going for any aggression.
I mean, yeah, you can get back the Lich, but he needs Lelu here, and yeah. Let's see. I mean, oh, and why is he moving out of his main base with 2 heroes and the low HP DK?
Oh, and yeah, now he's calling it out. And the other guy is up. Ooh, even going for the invul, so full commitment here on this DK. Not even wants to get slowed.
Oh, why isn't he bolting the DK? Even if it doesn't deal damage, I think.
Yeah, maybe there's the ultimate plus the consume with the Death Pact. But
Surround on the MK, almost surround on the MK here with the good.
Okay, but now now the teaming is correct again.
Yeah,
So
and
this-
MK out of okay.
So nothing that was accomplished by Bobby here with this attack. Like this should have been the attack where he is getting another advantage because now he will get teamed, but it's exactly the opposite. Now he...
And Lelu is still on
no.
Sheik's
Oh,
buildings.
Yeah. Archmage
yeah.
in a bit of trouble as well. Has to get away. Is there sleep? Nope. Just relocate to the right-hand side though.
Oh, the statue is on attack, so that's Sheik falling apart here. And the Lich.
So stressful. He doesn't have
Everything's
damage.
so low now. But Lelu is aware that the human heroes are better than the undead heroes.
Yeah, Lelu very careful here with the helping, but now he does. But
really tense situation here now. What to do with any of those who he has to...
and Panda used the ultimate, so they will be able to force Bobby back. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's not a bad call by Lelu. It's still wow, the statue.
With an XD on top.
That I think might be. I mean, there's still a statue. I guess it's okay, but I think it's fine to kill the ziggurats because there's just too big of a risk that there is gold left, and we saw Sheik pulling this off a couple of times. And if there's gold and there are ziggurats, you can always face an army at some point. But I think now Lelu can be pretty sure that Sheik is barely alive. And
yeah, I just want to point out how bad of a situation Sheik is now. He has no air unit. He has one shade. Who has no infrastructure, no gold.
Yes, yeah, he has a shade here. So, yeah, I mean, since there are no Zeppelins, I guess, I mean, it's not as bad, I think, on this map to not have air units in this stage, but...
He has an acolyte on this 6 o'clock, even though he says he doesn't. So that's a bit better than he pretends to be.
I think Lelu is a bit too focused on Sheik at this point. I think he's kind of I mean, okay, Sheik cannot go up to 100 now, anyways, like neither with gold nor with supply, but Bobby has gold, has farm still, so question
Bobby
is
sneaking around here again, close to Sheik. So is this an attempt to go for him? I mean, it's decent for him, I guess.
Yeah, Bobby. I mean, at least, especially now with where there's a bit uncertainty here, I think it
Maybe he
could
just
make-
wants to fade again. Oh, but instead the gyro gets taken out, and now the heroes will get revealed if they're getting too close to the shade. So yeah, Bobby losing gyros, but not the biggest deal yet. Still enough gold.
2 hours, 10 minutes, and we're getting closer and closer. But the ultra late game has not yet begun, I would say.
A player's forces are
And let's see if we'll get there. I mean, they will need to team up against Bobby rather soonish, I guess. Instant sleep on the Archmage here. Interesting. And let's see. I mean, this could easily be game-deciding fight here if one of those players loses a hero.
Yeah, that was an interesting sequence. Like the Invis Knight got revealed so that Lelu saw it, so Bobby mass TP'd on him, but then Lelu sold it, so Bobby couldn't get out. And now we have one Acolyte to chase, and the DK is of course also very vulnerable here, with only one parry left.
And
There's
DK will die.
Stop Sheik, so Sheik is accidentally on Lelu here with the Infernal, so this will not make Lelu happy, but Sheik is busy in his main, losing the DK.
Yeah, Bobby could easily...
Yeah, and Lelu is still arguing or angry that Sheik is accidentally taking out the Moonwell.
Yeah, Sheik
Lich.
will potentially also lose the Lich here, for sure. Oh,
Yeah,
not
Lelu
using
has
the
no
invul.
scout. Lelu has no scout of it.
And that is probably the end, right? Like, There's no chance to get him back, really. DK, I mean, there's a bit of
Yeah, now
gold.
he's rushing for the altar, I assume.
Yeah.
Taking out the statue on the way, why not?
And the Acolyte is trying to hide in the north, and he walked that Acolyte back into its main base, and I'm not quite sure why. Like, during that fight, that Acolyte went back.
Wow, yeah.
And now, oh, it's trying to get out.
Oh, he's getting out. I can't believe
No,
it.
it's
Now he
not. He's
realizes,
chasing.
oh,
He's chasing.
he's gonna find it. But there's a Dreadlord, but the Dreadlord will just be sacrificed for the Acolyte.
I mean, he can sleep the MK now, but
Yeah.
oh, he's downhill.
Yeah.
Holy
but
lie.
the Paladin takes it out.
Yeah, so that's it for Sheik.
I mean, you can build another Acolyte, but yeah, I mean, there's no win condition without an item here on the Dreadlord. He can't get heroes back.
Oh, okay, he's forcing the mass TP though, so at least Sheik has a bit of time, but...
He's getting the DK back.
Yeah, he's getting the DK back, and the DK has items, but what's it worth it?
Are you sure? Because the advanced overlay says the DK has no items.
Okay, he sold the 2 items. Yeah, God, yeah, okay.
Yeah, only the Lich and the Lich. Ah. Oh, damn it.
Oh, Panda! Wow, Panda getting out with the staff. Oh yeah, with Tinker, I think Lilo would have a chance to eliminate buildings here, but I just don't see it with Alchemist first.
I don't even think, because Bobby has, I think, 4 Sorks still, so slowing surrounding the Tinker, there is only 1 entrance. I'm not sure if it's even possible to do a lot of damage with the Tinker here. But yeah, Sheik is reviving the wrong hero. He needed to revive the Lich.
I mean, you can still... Oh, there's an Acolyte. Where does that Acolyte come from?
Okay.
Okay, he wasn't supply blocked, so I guess, yeah. Go fast if you have anything.
Nope, there's absolutely nothing left.
I mean, they're still in this. I mean, it was super close, I would say, here. And maybe for Bobby, it would have been worth to kill off the Black Citadel or the altar. But I mean, Lelu has enough gold for several more TPs, so at least he can do this over and over.
Oh, keeper. Bobby finds the next Moonwell. Important.
Oh, and did Lelu use the correct... No, he didn't. Not the correct staff here for the keeper, so he has to use the...
Bobby sees this.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Okay.
And he is rushing there. And Leo is not aware that Bobby is aware of it because the
he is though. He sees it.
Oh, so now he sees it. But what to do?
I mean, he has staffs, so he needs to staff of TP. Oh, now he does, but too late.
No.
Oh, that was so close. Oh, that was so close.
Sick. And now 10,
and
10,
that's
10.
A streak on now as well. Man, flashbacks of my semifinals. Like
I was wondering when will you bring that up?
Of my building.
Sheik will get all heroes back, so I guess that's something, and Lelu will be able to stay alive for quite some time. So let's see how much damage they can deal to Bobby. But Bobby is so well prepared for the space race, and he has, of course, mass TP and the strongest heroes at this point with items, full items still. So I think Bobby's in a great spot to win this.
And look at this, what? Oh, he saw it. And he's blocking now. Wow.
Sick. You can't kill them all, I guess. Oh, with the immolation you should be able...
Why the heck is...
Wow.
But why the heck is he wasting the... was he blocked in? But he could have easily used Breath of Fire to kill him.
Yeah, but he wanted to sell one. He wanted to sell the rock for 155 gold.
Jesus Christ.
So he dispelled the invis. And also now he can get out, I guess, more easily. So that was huge. That's 2 priests, 2 peasants dead. 2 Sorks, 2 peasants. And where is the second? Oh, it's on the top right. Okay. So 1 more squad.
And 3 heroes back for Sheik. So barely able to revive everything. Now down to 160 gold. Has he hidden the Acolyte somewhere? Okay, he has hidden the Acolyte here at the bottom. So Sheik not out. Yeah, and I agree with Eshan here in chat that this altar killed would have been it, I guess, for Sheik.
Oh, but Bobby is aware of more and more buildings, doing great scouting here with these gyros. They are really worth so much. And yeah, the priest finds the moon well, so
And-
that's getting lower and lower.
And Lelu gives item to Sheik here for some gold, which I think should clearly indicate that the fact that Lelu gave up the item so quickly should indicate to Sheik that Lelu has a bit of gold left. And let's see. I mean, the fairy dragons flying in now. Lelu is revealed.
What?
Oh, that's a huge mistake. It's a
Wow.
huge mistake. He should.
Wow.
Yeah, he should have used that wisp to get a tree of life and then
Yeah,
unreveal
that
himself.
never happened as he has so many hidden buildings spread out, hidden.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
That's a huge mistake, yeah. So, all right. That makes it much easier, of course, for Bobby to mass TP
Another
around.
transmitter on the priest. Yep, slowly but surely. Bobby falling apart here on the army supply.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, but will he need more
And
than...
another priest getting taken out by the fairies.
I guess, I mean, if they join forces and kill one of those human heroes, it could quickly turn around. But if they don't, I think if they allow Bobby to pick buildings off one by one...
Bobby knows now all the buildings of Lelu, and there's even the Acolyte now.
Yeah, that's the Acolyte.
And yeah, the Alpha, reviving the Keeper, is now also found. So that's adding up a lot. Getting very expensive, even though he has Transmute.
So the question is, shouldn't they just go for Bobby's main base? As long as he's on Lelu's buildings, I think it's not too... Okay, now they join forces, so let's see.
Ooh, that's carry now for Bobby. Keep in mind there is no main to TP to. And there's also no staff on the Mountain King, so he...
Oh, you're right, there is no...
he
Yeah,
loses hero here. No, there's no Keeper. Nice bolt.
Oh.
Wow, bolt on the Dreadlord, no entangle.
that was close.
Oof.
Can you give back item?
Forces are under attack.
I mean, it's credible, I guess. He's selling some stuff that he doesn't need anymore. And wants to bait out something. But no, Sheik is too broke to be able to return him. And yeah, Bobby is here and scouting the last tree that's getting rebuilt.
Ooh,
And
sick.
2 wisps remaining after that. But yeah, the tree is gone for sure.
What?
Transmute.
Trying.
Nicely stepped out.
Bit surprised that Lelu is going in here with his 2 heroes. I think he needs Sheik.
Yeah, he wanted to save the wisp.
Weird spot. Calling for Sheik, but he's far away.
I definitely think they need to take the fight to Bobby's main base. Like, he will always be able to evade them if they just try to chase him out on the map.
Yeah, Leo now trying to find the breaker, but it's just passed by the alchemist. But now he finds it with the wisp. So wisp finds breaker, breaker finds wisp. Both valuable, and now another transmit, 215 gold again.
Yeah, that's nice.
What a match.
Yeah,
A
it's getting
worthy
closer and
final.
closer for Bobby now. Like, he is losing building after building, unit after unit, and Lelo gets richer and richer, and Sheik is in a bad position.
Yeah, but Lelu is also in a bad spot since he's, I mean, not revealed anymore, but all his moonwells are revealed, so...
Yeah, he
I
still
think
was
it's...
able to get up a tree, that's true.
And he just started a tree, so I think he's unrevealed now. So
Yeah, he's unrevealed, but still in danger.
Yeah, and so there's this one wisp. How many wisps are there for him? Is it 2? Okay, so that's not too many. That's... Oh, and he finds this spot. So,
Oh.
I mean, if you're him, shouldn't you... I mean, there's this gyro here, but he doesn't know that. Maybe you should just try to build a tree there? I don't know. The second tree is going up here, so...
Bobby knows about it again. Oh, does he want to bait? Yeah, look at this. He wants to bait the staff.
Great mind
Wow,
so
so smart.
that was so smart, yeah. And he can't TP.
Oh.
He can't TP, so he's dead.
Sick.
Genius play.
Oh, wow!
Bo-
I thought he gets
Wow,
out for a
that was
second.
debated here big time.
Bobby
Yeah, so
has
he-
so many great plays this game throughout
Yeah,
the
so
entire
many
game.
little things.
A town is under siege.
So, I mean, yeah, Sheik and Lelu need to join forces, and Sheik, as often in those situations, plays a bit too defensively. I think. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I mean, all he can do is send out Infernals, I guess. Like, what else can he do?
Yes, as long as he has an acolyte outside of his main base.
Yeah,
and
maybe he could join forces with Lilo more. Yeah, that's, I guess, better
If
play.
I mean, if Sheik sells a few more items so he can get a Necropolis, I think it's still worth it. I mean, you're not going to win it by sitting in your main base here in this stage. You would just allow Bobby to finish Lelu. And Lelu alone, plus the Infernal, won't be able to kill enough buildings of Bobby. Especially since Bobby has 1.6k gold and a lot of
Yeah,
units
I guess
outside.
Sheik might just be confident that Lilo is fine, surviving for like 30 minutes while the Infernal is taking out buildings one by one. So in his shoes, I think he just sees that Bobby is losing buildings, that Lilo is losing gold for having to rebuild all over the map. So it's
Panda?
all good for him.
Not willing to go for it. Or?
So yeah, Sheik is pretty much offering a play to Bobby, and just type into DK and GG, and maybe he's just gonna do exactly that.
Shade
Oh,
sees it.
what in reality
He
can he
sees
do
it.
against?
He sees it.
He sees it, yes, but is it still
Okay,
possible
he calls
to...
it out on time, and lucky
Yeah.
for him, Lelu isn't too far away, but Lelu
Yeah,
is moving.
Mountain King is sleeping, Archmage is sleeping, and no one is waking up, and the Mountain King hasn't triggered the ultimate yet, which is the most important.
And it's Lelu AFK, he isn't moving at all with his heroes. So, should at least move
Yeah,
into the
finally the
direction.
avatar got popped, but already 2 Sorks dead,
Oh,
and wow, these 2 Sorks were so important.
DK, eat something! Oh, he's alive for now!
Will still
Another
die.
kill!
And I'm not quite sure why Lelu.
Invo! So sick! These fights! Can he eat another?
Oh, now he's blocking the MK, look at this!
Oh,
Slow.
this so close.
Here comes
the
Lelu!
No, with the Archmage!
Oh my god. He could
Oh
have
my
eaten the
God,
Sork,
that's real.
I guess. For more
Yeah,
HP.
10-10-10.
Holy
But he lost 2
shit.
Sorks here again, keep in mind, and the DK ultimate again denied the resurrection.
I think this is a really bad space for the Acolyte to hide, by the way.
Yo.
Like, it's right in front of his main base.
Yeah, but
Set-
that's it for the Black Citadel and the altar. So yeah, now it's wow, rough
Big
for
yanks.
Sheik.
Could get the Necropolis right next to the fountain.
Yeah, but in the meantime, there is again damage to Bobby
Okay, I mean, he can
and
get
another 2 peasants found.
Oh, and the last building? So he
Ooh.
has to put up the Necropolis in a bad spot here,
Has
I
to do it
guess.
now.
Yep. Yep.
Oh.
Now,
Hurry,
now,
hurry,
now,
hurry, hurry.
no!
Oh, God.
Oh no, he didn't realize. I
Ta-dam.
think.
And that's the title for Bobby, I guess, unless
Oh
Lelu pulls
my
off a
God.
miracle here.
Oof. I mean,
Holy.
yeah, Lelu found a lot of workers. There's only 1 peasant left for Bobby, keep in mind, and no main.
And he finds some of the air units.
Breath?
Yeah, that's also
Nice.
huge. Wow. Don't tell me. Where's the peasant though? Does anyone know?
I think, yeah, it's so
Oh,
hard on this
here.
map. I'm pretty
Oh.
sure that this alchemist, you just can't escape because there's only 1 entrance to those high grounds. So
But there should be a tree, right? Yeah.
Attack.
So he can TP.
okay,
Oh,
he
that's
kills.
greedy. That's greedy. Right, look.
Arm was up.
And that's the advantage of this map. If you reach a high ground, you can go around the corner pretty quickly. So let's see, will
Yeah,
Lelu...
nice. The 2 peasants got revived here with the resurrection. Very nice for Bobby.
So
and
it's
theoretically, the position of the Tree of Life should be revealed now, as he used the Staff of Teleportation and the hero is turning to the target.
Yeah, let's see if he realizes that. So we have Lelu with 5 buildings, 1 Wisp, and 1.1k gold, and we have Bobby with 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13 buildings and 3 workers. So obviously also with Mass TP and higher levels.
And the Invis is also so strong here.
Yeah, so the keeper might die here. Oh, yeah, the keeper
What's he doing? Is an
can TP
invul?
out.
Yeah, that's so nice with the Invis. Like, that's where the Sorks are so great.
Okay, Mass TP in and won't be able to prevent it. Uses instantly the Panda ultimate. After he stepped out the Alchemist and then used it and running away with the Earth Panda, which is the one of the 3 where it always returns to Panda, normal Panda form. So let's see. I mean, Bobby is losing some buildings here, but I'm still not
already
convinced.
supply blocked. And he is on 3 gyros, and the gyros are very rough because you always have to keep an eye on them, otherwise they will get transmuted.
And do you think it's fine for Lelu to... I mean, I'm not sure if he should fly east with those units. I mean, this is... I guess those flying units are his best chance to kill off buildings in the main base. I think it's wasting time here. But it's super tense now.
I can see this going anyway now.
And with those heroes, I still think... I would still bet on Bobby here, but Lelu is definitely more experienced and I guess
Lelu is
better.
the only one that can win this here, and as it's Lelu, I think it's still possible.
It certainly is, yeah. I would say right now it's still 65% in Bobby's favor, but let's see. I mean, I guess Bobby needs a lucky hero kill.
Yeah. Also so nice with the resurrection, he will always be able to keep his Sorks and peasants alive if he keeps them together.
Yeah, and it's so hard to tell if you're a human here. Of course, if you have the heroes in your main base, the enemy heroes, you mass TP back. But against those units, you don't really want to waste your mass TP. So, like, that's a lot of damage those units deal to your buildings. And the 2 Sorks out here scouting.
Lelu just has so much potential to scout all the buildings that Bobby is gonna try to rebuild, and it looks like Bobby is already sacrificing his main base. Like, he's not even there with his heroes anymore.
Yeah, getting a new tower here, so this is turning into a full-scale base race.
Yeah, but every peasant that gets scouted while he's building is gonna get transmuted potentially.
Yeah, so
no
Bobby...
resurrection possible.
Yeah, Bobby seems to be a bit undecided. Like, his hero's walking back and forth. I think I mean he needs to decide. Either you go for a hero kill if you find the heroes, or you
here in theory. But yeah, Lelu is already rushing here towards the gyro. So this is one of 3 gyros. But there's also the mass TP back. So it's a bait against the bait. Steph, no.
Jesus Christ.
But it's already, I think, if it's already worth it to use the transmute, even if you have to waste mass TP, because gold-wise, of course, you get way less gold for the transmute, but the gyro scouting is just so valuable for the human. I think it's definitely worth it to waste it. And
and another gyro here gets at least scouted.
So yeah, all of a sudden, I mean, look on the map, like it's Lelu with...
like every time I'm in this situation against Lelu, I'm also just falling apart. Like I think I prepared everything so well, and at one point I just think like, oh, what should I do? I have no chance. Like, he's everywhere, and I can't find anything anymore.
Yeah, and of course it gets much harder for Bobby to mass TP to other places also, because of course gyros are great for scouting, but can't be used for mass TP, and the paths on this map are quite long to the high ground. So yeah, let's see. I mean, this is looking pretty dire for Bobby all of a sudden. He's down to 2, 3, 4 buildings. So Lelu ahead in buildings.
Wow.
What a sick final. What a sick final. Two great players.
Oh, and he's transmuting another peasant. And doesn't have a TP though, so this
he
is
finds the tower.
yeah, finds the tower. So I guess the two workers here are key now.
Okay, better safe than sorry.
Okay,
and go
yeah,
for a
but
TP.
I was about to say, like, losing the Alchemist here would be such a big deal, so I guess have to do it.
Mounting with TP staffing, and he's gonna try to go on the Alchemist now, but
he's not.
he's close to the shop. Yeah, there's no way now.
Yeah, and
maybe
him
now it's
alone, not enough mana, I guess, to really.
Yeah,
He
Well,
would
now
have
the
needed to
Mountain
bring.
King the Mountain King exposed now against the 3 heroes.
But I don't think it's worth it to try. I mean, there's always mass TP, so I think it's not.
Mhm.
Oh, and he cancelled. He got a new town hall there and
Yep.
had to cancel it instantly.
Then this is the second
We're
last
probably not
building
trying
then,
to
right?
get back in main base and get away from the being revealed, because there are so many air units that can always scout the invis farms at the shops.
Yeah, Trian's finishing the Griffin Aviary, so yeah, you're right. It's only 1.5 HP tower here
Oh my god.
that is scouted, and
Yeah,
Lelu is
going
going
there.
for it.
It's so sick to play against Lelo in these situations.
And Lelu is now in the
What the
driver's
hell?
seat, so Lelu has buildings. Like, finish this tower. I mean,
What the?
did you forget? Okay, now he
No.
remembers.
Like,
Is there any
does Bobby
chance?
rebuild? Is it over?
This might be over. It's
Wow.
over! The evil kid does it again.
Wow, finally he got his FML title, the only title he hasn't won. Wow, what a final.
Holy crap, what a performance, man. Again,
Wow.
what a week for Lelo, dude. First a show match against Todd and Happy and Dice, and now this final. Just
Wow,
incredible.
what a performance. I mean, he got this mid mine, which definitely made his game. Like, if he
Yeah.
hadn't gotten that, he would have
Yeah.
been out of gold. Like, he would have been down to 2k gold for the rest of the game, but that allowed him to get an army, get back gold, and wow, congrats to the Finnish legend. Like, it's incredible how many games he wins like that. I mean, of course he plays the best race for these scenarios, but I've never seen elf players that pull it off so consistently. Like, of course, there, like with Trunks, for example, we have another great elf player that we saw in recent years, but Lelu is the only one who wins consistently on those big stages. Crazy. Should we try to invite him?
It's I just can't describe it anymore. Like, he is just winning every base race, like every 100% at the moment. I have no idea how he's so good at it.
Yeah, I mean, every player would have deserved this win, of course. I mean, only Eshan of those 4 players had an FML title, but yeah, I think Lelu, after all the stuff that he pulled off in the recent two years, I think it's definitely deserved for him to win an FML title now. Put him into the Hall of Fame, and let's see if he wants to join the call.
I don't know if you guys are in touch with him.
Yeah, I'm just chatting with him.
Jesus Christ, what can this kid not do?
He says yes. So, do you have a call open with him? Here we
We
go.
can hear, I guess.
Yeah, fine.
Heyo, another title for the evil kid. Just one more for the GOAT title. What the hell, dude?
No, this is the one that actually matters. Like, other ones, they are like, who cares about them? It's nice to get the money, but this is the one title that actually kind of matters.
Congrats, that was insane. Like, it was a great quality final. I expected more sitting, honestly, at some point. But yeah, it was all open, and then it, as so often, it slowly but steadily shifted in your favor, and Bobby kind of lost control over this match late game. And at what point did you feel confident to win this? Like, not when Sheik. Like, did you feel confident when Sheik?
No. Because I knew he had the Beyond still, and maybe even the Sharks. I don't know if they survived or not. But after I scouted the map with my Hippo and I saw no flying units anymore, then I felt I had it. Because he couldn't find my tree otherwise.
Yeah, fairy dragons. You listen to me, to the master. With the fairy dragons, always a good choice. But yeah, I mean, you played it. You played it perfectly well. So yeah. What were your thoughts, especially after the early game? Like, did you expect to get the mid mine?
Well, I was hoping for it. I was hoping to Tom Eshan, of course, because he's the biggest one in this card. And I didn't want to fight Sheik at any cost, so that was my game plan.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it's always so fun. Like, I'm always so fascinated how you're playing these base races and how you pretty much win every of them. Doesn't matter if chat or no chat, or if Zeppelins or no Zeppelins. And even HighTac, like the guy with so much experience, like 2 minutes before you won, he said like Bobby still has 65% win chances.
I think it was more minutes. It was more minutes, but yeah, I think it was. I think it was looking great. I think for Bobby at some point, especially the reveal. I guess was unplanned, right? Like I think this reveal.
My reveal, yeah.
This was because you had, I think, at least 3 to 4 Moonwells hidden. I think it was at that point a big mistake to let them reveal.
But after getting revealed, it was actually fine because Sheik would not attack me anymore.
Yeah, I think it's always so hard to judge, especially on a map like this that you don't see every day. I thought with a high ground that Bobby would be able to defend because you had no Tinker, so I thought it was only like Panda, Ultimate, and Treants. But even that was overwhelming, and of course the Fairy Dragons dealt a lot of damage too. So yeah, you dealt more damage than expected, and actually, like Bobby seemed quite undecisive in the center. But I'm not actually sure what he could have done better because, like, if he stays at home with his heroes, I don't think he manages to kill enough buildings of you with I don't know with just mass TP every now and then. So very very hard to play. Yeah. Great,
I think he just lost too many gyros then eventually.
Yeah, I think he had a lot of gyros and tanks and breakers and all kind of stuff, but he just lost them all slowly.
Yeah, like when Sheik was out, we were pretty much saying, okay, that's it for Bobby. He is the FML champ because it was looking so promising. He had so many buildings. You had pretty much no buildings, and he did a lot of nice tricks here, like the water elemental bait on your Tree of Life with the Invis heroes behind. Yeah. So he also thinks a lot about the end game, you can tell. And still, it was not enough against you, and it was again great showing, and yeah, well deserved win, I would definitely say.
Did he have the 2 socks in the end still?
Yep.
Yeah, he had them, but I
so
think
he just didn't use them.
What happened to those 2 peasants that he had? Did you kill them? Or did he just didn't? I mean, I think he could have built another building in the end, but he didn't.
I sold one of them, but I think he still had one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
he revived them.
Yeah, I don't think it had mattered, but yeah. I mean, I guess his best chance would have been to catch your heroes and kill the keeper. Because without the keeper, I think it would have been much harder for you to win. But yeah, I think it's always easy from ops perspective, and it's all a very unique map to play. I think so. It plays much different than most of the other maps.
So why exactly did you choose Alchemist first? Was it because against Sheik?
Because of the ramps and high grounds and possible camping in base. And I don't think Tinker can achieve much in here. This map is so bad for Elf actually, like wherever you run it's a dead end, so you can't really aim, you can't run away from anyone. Yeah. So that's why I had to buy the Staff of Teleportations.
Yeah, and it also was a nice synergy with the Fountains of Mana, so you always had a healing still. Yeah. The heal spray. Nice.
And also no Zeppelins. It's definitely an undead map. That's why I didn't want to fight him. I guess you saw in the start, like my creeping was so bad. I tried it a few times, like before the game, I think 2 times. 1 time with Keeper and 1 time with Alchemist. And they were both fine, but now I think I got maybe 3-1 from creeping.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like she got all the levels and everyone else pretty much no.
Well, he picked them up. He knew a good route for it.
Yeah. And yeah, I was even worried about you in the beginning, because if you lose a 1v1 against Bobby, it's oftentimes not the case that he likes to piece. He's more of the type of guy that just finishes you and then just takes a look at what's happening. And
yeah. I played really bad against him.
Yeah, I think so too. The fighting today was really...
Yeah, and then
my fights against Sheik were... let's ignore the one fight, but the other fights were, I guess, fine.
Yeah, the one fight against Bobby almost looked as if you intentionally lose like 8 cameras above his tanks. But
oh yeah, but I didn't have the hotkey or anything.
But I mean, in the end, the late game is what matters, right? If you have a bit of gold, if you have heroes, there's still a chance to make it work. If you have the experience and you know how to win a base race. So you reached the pinnacle after 3 years, and I looked it up yesterday. Your first message in the FML Masters Discord was "Come play with me" on April 25th, 2019. So unless you had another account before that, that was your first message. So bit more than 3 years, and you.
And I think 3 seasons as well. Like this was the third.
Yeah, and you're on the pinnacle. So did you expect to get there? Did all the training pay off?
I don't know. Against these players, it was... I couldn't expect to win, but I was hoping for it, of course. But I was pretty sure I would get thrust by Sheik, but luckily he didn't go for it.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't fight anyone, he just didn't scout it in the start.
I mean, yeah, great. I mean, sometimes you need the luck, but of course, at some point, if you pull it off over and over, it's at some point it's not luck, and like we know how experienced you are in those scenarios. So,
well, this game I had a lot of luck, to be honest.
I don't know. I mean, I think in the show match where your panda popped out of the altar with like the altar only having 1 HP left, that was luck. I think in this game it was, I think a bit less luck. So definitely deserved. So what will you do with your newly gained fame and popularity?
Well, I was actually thinking about retiring and just focusing on studying, but I don't know.
No!
It's easy to say no, but I mean, we know how much time you invested into Warcraft 3 and FFA in the last couple of years, so I leave the decision up to you. Maybe you should consider to put out some merchandise or something to get a bit of some bucks for your studies. I actually think some people will buy it, so maybe you should consider.
I'd be number 1, dude.
See, so I think it would be nice to put up a spreadshirt, some spreadshirt designs, and get some. I mean, the prize pool was rather low for this FML season, as discussed before, so. That's a way to.
But I'm not playing FML for money anyway. Like it's for the it's for the title.
I know, and you did it. So yeah, big congrats from my side. I will start to engrave the Hall of Fame shortly. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know what to say anymore.
All right,
shock, kinda.
All right, we let you go and let you celebrate. Thank you very much, Lelu, and have a great night, of course. RulaZ, HighTac, what's left or what's next for the FFA community?
Oh yeah, we will see. I mean, I will go back to work in a week, so probably a bit less time. And we had 1 TBR, 1 FML now, so we'll see. Like FFA over the years. Always like activity, always in waves. Sometimes more activity, sometimes less. And it seems after those 2 seasons, like a bit of a break is needed. So we'll see how like what people are vibing with. We'll give it a bit of time. So we'll see how later goes, and then we'll see. Maybe I mean it's up to you and RulaZ whether you want to schedule more weeklies. So I would be excited to join some of them, but we're not sure yet what other events we're going to go for.
Yeah, the weeklies, of course, as long as RulaZ finds the time, will continue, and you get your little chunk of FFA every week. And of course, if there's a big event coming up, I'm just one message away. That was a great season. As much as I could join you guys, it was also great to cast with Ghost. And semi-final plus grand final, some of the finest FFAs that we've seen all year, I guess.
Yeah, thanks as always for casting. It's always feels great to send FFA to a wider audience and have you cast it. Like it's so nice to have you with the camera, to have you with all the setup, and of course your presence. So really really nice. And of course, if the games deliver, it's even better. And those 2 playoff games definitely did.
Any final words from you, RulaZ?
Yeah, big thanks to HighTac for organizing pretty much the entire FML season single-handedly, and also the TVR.
And you.
And also the TVR before that. So yeah, you used your free time very well. At least.
Sometimes I doubted that, but yeah, for the most part, it was worth it.
No, it was just very great months of FFA, the last couple of months. So whatever happens now, I'm already happy that we could get everything like this settled. And yeah, it was just great events, great show matches, and great play, level of play. And yeah, Lelu, number 1.
I couldn't find any better words, so we end this now. Lelu, number 1.